Hello, everyone. This is Jay Takashi here to bring you guys an interview with the wondrous man Tokyo64. He's my mentor, a guy I look up to, and he's here to answer a couple of questions in this interview to give you guys some insight of his life, but also of the occupation that he does. So, my man Tokyo64, I'd like you to introduce yourself, and I'd like you to I'd like you to give him the words of wisdom.
My bad, brother. My bad.
That's
Um,
fine.
Sorry, gentlemen. Sorry, my bad. I was throwing my jacket on the air and it pulled my whole wire off. Hi, I'm Tony Berry, guys, and I'm really thanks. One thing, Jay Takeshi for having me up here on this program tonight. Um, I've been married to a Japanese woman for the last 14 and a half years. I have two beautiful children. I just had a daughter born 3 months ago almost. I got an 8-year-old son. Will be 9 end of this month. I've lived in Japan 11 years. I've spent probably more than 15 years altogether just traveling back and forth to Japan. I speak Japanese fluent. I know the culture well. I know Japan like the back of my hand. Um, I can pick up a phone and Japanese people think I'm Japanese when they're speaking to me. So I'm well versed. Ever since I was a little 6-year-old boy watching a show called Ultraman, I've always wanted to go to Japan, brothers. Always, man. I fell in love with that little cute lady that was on there. And I had to wait to go to Japan though because I went in the service, and my first assignment overseas was Korea. So I did Korea for a year. Korea was okay, man. It was cool. But I really wanted to go to Japan the whole time, man. I wanted to be in Japan, Japan, Japan. So it took me 4 years after, or 3 years after leaving Korea, going back to the States, getting myself, reformatted to get back to Japan. And even then, when I went to Japan, it was Okinawa. I was stationed there in the military for 7 years. And I didn't, Okinawa was cool, but I really wanted to be in mainland Japan. I wanted to be in Japan. And so I got out the service, and then I came back to Seattle, where I live now, in beautiful Pacific Northwest, by the way. Nothing against it. I love it, but I miss Japan. My mission has always been to live in Japan. So I was in grad school, took a couple semesters in grad school at UW, University of Washington, and I got bored, man. I dropped out and I jumped on the plane. Gave myself 2 weeks to find a job. I found a job in 3 days in Japan. Partied the rest of the time. Came back to the U.S., got the rest of my stuff, went back to Japan, and lived there for 4 years at that time. So I learned a lot of things, man. I tell you, I learned a lot in Japan just by being there, and I'm so glad that I made that trek to live in mainland as a civilian. So that's me, Tony Berry, in a nutshell. Tokyo 64.
Thank you so much, Mr. Barry, aka Tokyo64. I appreciate that introduction. That was really well. Um, so guys, what we're gonna be doing tonight, since this is an interview with my mentor and everything, I have questions that I have labeled for him tonight, and then once we get done with the main seven, then there's gonna be some bonus for him. There's gonna be some bonus questions as well, and we're gonna run through those pretty quickly. Um, and then if anybody's looking to come on and ask Mr. Tokyo 64K, Mr. Barry, any questions, you're welcome to ask him. You get a total of two or one, depending if he's not too busy. But yes, I'm gonna give you guys that option to ask him as many questions you want, but can't let you go too crazy because, like I said, he's a busy man. He's got a lot of things he's got to take care of, and I know his time is very limited. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna kick off by asking Mr. Tokyo 64, at least the first question of the day. Mr. Tokyo 64, what is the nature of your job?
Yes, thank you. And yes, please, guys, you can call me Tokyo 64. Just that's straight up, that's good, or Tokyo for short. So my profession is, and I'm trying to make sure my mic is not too crazy. Turn on my
Mhm.
use this mic system here. So I am a full stack developer. Now, what a full stack developer does in the IT world is I create applications that will integrate between the front facing websites and front facing applications to the back end. So I have to understand how the front end works and the back end works. And oftentimes I get called in to clean up anything that my front end person needs. So I'll give you an example. My front end guy where I'm at is a web designer. Web designers, their main job is to make sure that everything looks pretty. So, when you go to a website, you like the color, you like the graphics, you like the way the logo looks. That's what web designers do. So, but what web designers need me for is to integrate those systems into the back end. That way we can keep track of how many people are visiting the website, the user experience on the website, and making sure that things actually move on the page. Because without a developer like myself, things will not be able to move on that page. You'll just see static. What I mean by static is non-movable items, non-movable objects, such as like basically just the layout and words. That's it. You click on something and nothing will work. You need people like me to make sure that when you click on something, you'll either get a pop-up, you'll get an animation, an event, things of that nature. On the back end, I work in the Amazon Web Services. I work all through the Amazon Web Systems. I'll spin up Lambda functions, Dynamo using DynamoDB API gateways, S3 buckets. I use R53 to do my DNSs. I can spin up a website in 5 minutes. All I need is an S3 bucket, and I just need an index sheet, and I got that thing spun up. So that's what I do, guys. That's what I do all day.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I tell everybody, listen, look, I always say, be on your P's and Q's because this man is actually giving you some knowledgeable information about what he does. And also, if you're happen to be in the field, he can also, help you out too. So, be wary of that. Who the people who are watching. Thank you, Mr. Thank you for answering that question, Mr. Barry. Now we're going to go into question 2. What made you want to do the career that you picked?
Yes, thank you, Jay. Good question, brother. Good question. So here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna run through this, man, because I know there's a lot of brothers out there that just don't know what type of occupations are out there, what type of positions are out there, and how to choose. And I'm also going to break down the difference between a a job and a career. What's up, Jay Bones? I see you in the chat line, brother. What's going on? What's up, fam? So here's the thing,
Mhm.
brothers. Here's the thing. I grew up in Philadelphia, single mom. My parents were married for the first 4 years of my life, and then I remember one rainy day, my mom had me and my little sister in the taxi with a big belly on her. And we drove in the rainy day. We left my dad. I guess my dad had went to work that day, and then she drove us off to her girlfriend's house. I get to her girlfriend's house, and I see this woman, my mother, sitting on some dude's lap in the chair. This dude apparently is my half brother's dad. You know, big things of that nature. So there's a lot of things going on. You don't understand what was going on until you get older, and you realize that my mother was a very bad parent. So I never got any selections really. I didn't really know what kind of positions were out there, what kind of occupations were out there. All I knew growing up was there was a policeman, like my dad was a policeman, fireman, lawyer, teacher, doctor. Occupations that I would frequent sometimes, that I would see visual occupations. But I didn't know anything about like what engineers, what type of engineering is out there. You know, all the underlying things, insurance person, analyst. I didn't know any of those types of jobs. So, of course, when I turned 17, I was in high school. I was doing really well. I signed up to join the Air Force. As soon as I graduated from high school, I went to the Air Force. And I remember looking at the job description, and my daddy looked at this job description with my stepmom. That eventually went back to live with my dad the last 6 months before I went in the Air Force. And I couldn't understand what the job description meant. And my dad, he was in the Air Force, but he didn't really pay too much mind to it. All everybody know in the hood is you going in the Air Force. It's the best branch. You're going in the Air Force. But nobody really pays attention to the job description. Apparently I did really well on the ASVAB test because I got selected for the Air Force. So I was excited. But here's what I ended up getting when I went to the Air Force, guy. I was actually a bomb loader. I was loading missiles, all kind of armament on aircraft. I loaded ammunition, like 940 rounds of high incendiary ammo, um, shaft layer, all kind of bombs, nukes, nuclear weapons. But then we couldn't fly with nukes, so I'd have to download the nukes because if you fly with nukes in the United States or Russia, that's considered an act of war. So they would just make sure that we knew how to put them up and take them down. I loaded missiles. I loaded all kind of aircraft, F-15 aircraft, F-4s, B-52s, A-7s, you name it. I worked on it. Right. So I did all of that, and I got really good at electronics. and I got really good at testing equipment, things like that, because you have to test the systems, make sure they work. Make a long story short, while I was in the Air Force, I got my degree, and I'm thinking, okay, my 12 years in the Air Force is up. I got out. I wanted to test the waters, test my degree. I'm like, okay, great. I got a degree. I got a business management degree, 4-year degree. Now, where's my job? I'm thinking day one, I'm gonna get out the Air Force, and the next day, man, I got a job waiting for me. And I thought it was cool. I had my suitcase, my suit on, and my briefcase, my suit, walking downtown. All right, where's my job? I'm ready to go. Ended up getting the job as an admin assistant working for the state of Washington for 9 months. It was a temporary job. All I was doing was data entry. And first I thought, oh man, this is nice. I'm typing, I'm putting stuff in the computer. I'm living. I wasn't really making that much money. And my role was not even that big. So what ended up happening is I went back to Japan, went to grad school, but I dropped out of grad school, went back to Japan, taught English. And when I went back to Japan, I had the intention of staying there forever. But I remember one guy, the owner of the first company that I worked for. I remember going down to a small town in Mie Prefecture called Owase, where the headquarters was. And I remember
Mhm.
him telling us at a dinner that you can never expect to get rich in Japan. You will always be a working class, middle class person. You won't get no higher than middle class because everybody in Japan is working class, middle class. And that kind of stuck with me. And I was thinking, okay, I like Japan, I love Japan, but I'm not going to get rich in Japan. So 4 years later, I got a call from a friend of mine that said, "Hey, there's this contract opening up at McDonnell Douglas at the time before they went over to Boeing on F-15 aircraft to teach the Saudis what you did in the Air Force, and you can make a lot of money." So I went over to Saudi Arabia. I lived there 4 years, and when I left, still keep in mind now, I don't have any skills yet. I got a degree, but I don't have the skills. I got the skills I learned in the military, but those skills never really carry over into the civilian world. The only thing that you bring into the civilian world from the service is your discipline, your study discipline, your work ethic. That you bring over. That you'll never lose. But you still got to get a job that pays well. So I remember getting to Hawaii. I didn't even want to go to Hawaii, but I was in a situation with a relationship where the woman's like, "Hey, let's go to Hawaii." I said, "Oh, I don't want to live in the damn Hawaii." But because I like Hawaii, but I knew that Hawaii didn't have a lot of jobs. So I get there and never forget, I went to an interview at a jewelry store. They was going to hire me as a salesperson. And I remember the lady telling me, "Okay, we're going to hire you, but we're going to pay you $7 an hour." This is in 2001, $7 an hour. And I spoke fluent Japanese and I got a degree and I'm thinking, seven what? So I didn't take the job. I ended up in the car business. I saw this ad in the newspaper saying no training needed. Become a salesperson. I got in the car business. I was at first the 3 months I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just going through the motions, getting yelled at by finance managers for making mistakes, things of that nature. So I ended up going to an Audi dealership, and that dealership was owned by a guy named Joe Nicolai, who's a big time dealer in the islands. Joe actually got there in the early 60s. He was sleeping in his car before he made his business, and he's a very successful businessman. He's very shrewd, and he probably got some dirt on him, but he was very successful. So he had owned the Audi dealership, but his main dealership was the Mazdas and Chevrolet GM cars. So that dealership had a reputation in Hawaii. They had like 30, 40, 50 salesmen, and they were hardcore dudes. They'd be fighting on a lot over deals. They had 3 points where there was usually like 10 or 15 guys standing on one point waiting for customers to show up. So the tiger in me wanted to go there, and, because you can also work there sometimes because that was the same company. You can volunteer to work on your off shift. The tiger in me wanted to go there and see how bad I was. So the first day I go to that dealership, this lady was walking down the street. She had just put her truck in service. She walked past 3 lines of guys and she said no. She came to me and I sold her a truck. And these guys looked at me like, "What the hell? How'd you do that?" And then I sold another vehicle that day. So that's when I knew, okay, I am a bad dude. I can hang with these dudes. Ended up being a good salesman. I ended up being promoted to a finance manager in Hawaii. I was making good coin there, which is why I was able to purchase a Porsche, things of that nature. But I left Hawaii after I got divorced. That didn't work well, so left Hawaii. Came to mainland United States expecting the same treatment, expecting to be a finance manager, expecting to make that money. Well, I get to the mainland United States, man. And I found out that there's a lot of good old boy networks over here, man. A lot of good old boy bullshit, and they won't let you do what they don't want you to do. They just kept me in the sales position, so I had to move around to various dealerships. Finally, got the one where I still was a salesman, but I was able to sell a lot of cars, and that ended up being my last dealership because I got recruited into the mortgage world at Wells Fargo as a mortgage consultant during the crisis time when 2008, 2009, when the market was horrible. The only way for a mortgage consultant to make money is by attending auction sites. So I'd sit on an auction site for a month, collect credit apps, and then people would come at the end of the month. They show up at the big hotel downtown or whatever, and they'd have an auction for the condominiums that were on site. Well, I remember one time I was still new in the business, and I remember these mortgage guys, man, they were lazy. They were used to just people falling in their pocket. And I remember my boss saying, "Hey, man, I got an auction site. Anybody want to work it?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it." I went ahead and worked that site. There were 15 condominiums sold. I got 12 deals out of that 15 to finance. And they looked at me. I remember, never forget, the day that the auction happened, I got these 12 deals. And these guys looking at me like, "Hey, man, you wanted to spread those deals around." Well, I'm not spreading shit around, man, because that means I got to give up some money. I packaged 12 deals in 2.5 hours when it would usually take a day to package a deal because I did not want to lose any money. That's how determined I was not to lose any money. That's how hungry I was. So I'm in the mortgage market. The market is getting worse and worse and worse. And now I'm looking to get laid off because I know if I get laid off, I get to get unemployment and I get to go back to school. And that was the only way for me to be able to do that. Because in sales, you can't quit. Because if you quit, you're not going to get no unemployment. You have to wait to get laid off. And during that course of that year, my last year in the sales, the first quarter, I made like well over $30,000, and I ended up making like 70,000 that year. But because that first quarter was in there, my unemployment check was bigger, and I was able to go back to school, live off of that. So I went back to school for IT. And the reason why I went back to school for what I'm doing now is because I saw a lot of good salaries on credit apps. So I focused on that. So see, that was my education to figure out what other occupations were out there that were making money. In the course of all of that, when I got into this industry, I look at a lot of numbers, guys. I watch numbers all the time. And the biggest thing I look at are demographics. I always want to know what the next demographic is making over me or under me. And I noticed through my research that East Indians are they have the highest household income in the world. The United States is in the world. Anybody living in America, no matter what you make, you're amongst the richest 2% of human beings on the planet. So these Indians were making $123,000 average household income based on 2020 statistics. But I always knew they was making the highest anyway, even before that. So I aspired to beat that. I focused on that structure, on that family unit, on that household income, and I'm beating that now. And that's why I'm in this industry because I like it and I'm getting paid.
Thank you so much, sir. And if you want, you can take a 2 minute, rest real quick before I ask you
No,
like the
I'm
next
good,
one.
brother. I'm so
Are you
amped up,
good?
man. Just beat latte,
Okay.
man.
Every- Yo, to everybody here, man. I'm drinking. Like I said, I done drinking my water. I got like my green tea over here and my freaking my Pokemon cup here, guys. My Eevee
See,
cup. Please believe. Yeah, and it's green
look,
tea, guys.
this is better than beer and bullshit. I mean, you can do the beers once in a while, man, but if you want to stay healthy, make sure you drink some organic stuff and eat some. Like I said, I got these healthy chestnuts up in here. They're Korean organic chestnuts or Japanese, whatever one you want, and they're very, very nutritious. And you're not putting junk in your body.
Exactly, guys. Like like I said, take it from a man that's married to a Japanese woman. Literally, he's literally eating healthy. And the man, and everybody else that I've talked to have gotten me to be, be a little bit more healthier now in my life. Granola, water, some tea in the morning. That's what I normally have for breakfast. So, take advantage. Like I said, take advantage of the time that you have now. Detox your body, and then start anew, and then just be healthy. But we're gonna get with the interview, guys, and I'm gonna go to the third question. Um, do you love the job you're doing, Mister 64?
Yes, yes, I do love the job I'm doing. But here's what you guys need to understand: as a black man getting in this industry, there are a lot of people that you will come in contact with in your firm that are not accustomed to working with black males in the IT world. Now, keep in mind, I haven't checked the stats on this lately, but I know when I got in this business in 2010, less than 1% were black males. Less than 1% were black. So when you look at guys, and I want you guys to understand how real these numbers are. When you look at a statistic, and if it says less than 1% black or less than whatever percent black, then that means that black male is even slimmer than that. Because a lot of these firms will hire a black woman, a BW, over us, of course. And you also have a lot of Africans coming over to the United States. Now, I have nothing against immigration. What I do have something against is me myself being called an African American. I am not an African American. I am a black American. An African American is an immigrant from Africa. And there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing. We're all brothers. But we need the reason why I bring this up is because those numbers need to be put into place. When Amazon says that 3% of their workforce is African American male, and 98% of those African American males are from other countries in the world around the world, that means that a lot of people like myself, a direct descendant of enslaved individuals, we are not partaking in that job market. Okay, that's where I have a problem. Now, getting back to the answer that you asked. So yes, I work for a local credit union here. I've worked for credit unions, two credit unions for the last 6 years in my career, and the camaraderie is good. But like I said, there's a lot of people that you run into that aren't accustomed to working with black males in the IT world. So they tend to be condescending. They tend to ask a lot of questions of your skill set when they don't need to, because basically their mindset is, why are you here? How did you get here? Why do you know what I'm saying? It's true, guys. Look, I'm not gonna blow smoke up nobody's ass. And I may have some white friends watching this or white relatives. They know how I am. I'm straight up. The white people in general do not want to work with us. Or if they do work with us, they want us to be on guard. And that is a problem. I mean, the thing that I love my job, I love what I do, but I need to be in the situation more to myself to where I have more control over what it is that I do, to let these people know, look, you hired me. I'm the expert at what I do, not you. That's what you'll always have to keep constantly reminding these people without getting offensive, that you yourself are the one. So every time somebody says to me, hey, they'll challenge you. Hey, can you get this thing done tomorrow? I need this thing done tomorrow. Actually, what's today? Tuesday afternoon? I need it done by Thursday morning. And you have to know how to communicate with these people. You have to be articulate. And then my answers would be say, look, yes, I agree with you. Thursday morning is a great day. But look, here's what's going to really happen. But Thursday's going to be a little bit difficult because we have this other thing going on. So let me get back to you on how long it's going to take. You see how that works? I'm not going to come back and say Thursday's difficult. What about Friday? No, I don't know what's difficult, when it's going to be done, can be done, because I haven't looked at what the request is yet. I need to look at the request. I need to look at the work that it's going to take to get this job done. And then if I know it can be done by next Friday, the following week, I'll come back and say, well, look, looking at what you told me, I'm looking at the week after next, probably Friday after next, when I know I'll have it done a week earlier on my terms, not on their terms, but on my terms. So yeah, I like what I do, but the only thing so far that I don't like about being in this industry is that a lot of people just aren't accustomed to seeing black males in this position.
Thank you for answering that. That actually gave me a perspective on if I would work a job like that. kind of like more so the cons I would be dealing with, or have to like circumvent and articulate to be around. So like I said, that's a very true thing in any type of job that you take, guys, because what he's saying is very true. Because there are going to be things that you don't want to. I mean, not saying you don't want to do, but things that they're going to be pushed upon you, and they're going to expect you to like say yes or just know how to do something. Like no, because I don't know what it is exactly. I've gotten a lot of requests to do some art things, and the people haven't told me what specifically they want done. So I've actually had what he's been talking about. So that's an important thing that people need to understand. Don't just let
Yeah,
somebody thrust something upon you.
they want
Always,
to. They want to.
always, know that. Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
sir.
brother. They just want to back you in the corner. I just want to pick up on that. They like backing you in the corner, and they're very quick to turn on you. And brothers, never, ever, ever get comfortable in your position. Never. This is it. There's no comfort. Even though you're not a professional football player or professional baseball player, where you can literally get injured and ruin your career, you have to have that same mentality going into the workforce because whites will look at you that way in America. To a white person, if they don't need you, they don't even want you. They don't even want to look at you. They only want to look at you because you have a need for them. You have a need. And the bad thing about being in IT is that a lot of them are seething because they're so surprised at your level of intelligence. Because they know that it takes an intelligent individual to do this. A mathematician, a statistician, a person that is very highly intelligent does what I do. And that's why I'm teaching my son, and that's why he's the top in his class. So, but the thing is the main thing is never be afraid to get in it, and no matter what they throw at you, always be transparent in your answer. If you don't know, you tell them, I don't know everything. Because the day a developer comes to me and says he knows it all, that's when I got a problem. I'm like, oh, okay, then we don't need you because you don't know everything. Trust me. The industry changes every second. Technology's coming out. You got the metaverse going out there. You got the cloud. You got this, that, the other, Azure, AWS. You got everything. So the industry is always changing. So not every, no developer will know it all.
Everybody take notes. Exactly. He's right. No one, like I said, no one's gonna give you hand me downs or things like that. There's things you got to do to circumvent in order to succeed. And trust me, this is a part of life. And sometimes, like I said, we're gonna be the short end of the stick sometimes. But if you persevere enough and you know how to, you put your foot down, and then you're able to, circumvent things, then you'll be in a pretty good place. But like you said, don't ever get used to being comfortable because even in my job that I work currently, I am not. I cannot get comfortable. I get comfortable, I slouch off, or I get tired. So yes, it's just a matter of like keeping that A1 focus that's been put in your head ever since you worked any other job you worked previously. It never goes away. Trust me, all you gotta do is say it once, and then I'm like, okay, you already know what time it is. But
Yeah, because just
I'm
like that movie, I don't know if you guys, I'm a Jason Bourne freak. I love watching Jason Bourne. The reason why I like watching
same
him is
here.
because I like to see, yeah, right. I love the cinematography. I like
Hmm.
seeing all the different countries he's in and whatnot. And I remember the one time he was in India when his girlfriend got killed, before she got killed, and he got made by this Russian agent, this Russian assassin. And he said, "Oh,
Hmm.
we've been blown. Our cover's blown. We got lazy. We got lazy. Our cover's blown." You always have to have that in your head. Never, ever, ever get comfortable, no matter what. Never get comfortable. And then, in order for you to get comfortable, in order for you to feel better about yourself, is when you do get that high-paying job, build up that wealth. Get to the point where you no longer need your job to pay your mortgage or your car notes or your bills. When you get enough funds set up to where you do not need these people, then you can start to embolden yourself where you are. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to broaden your horizons in your career. Now you're going to shine more because they're going to see the pressures wear off you like I'm in now. I have it all wearing off of me now. I'm not comfortable, but I'm not afraid either. So I know tomorrow, hey, they want to let me go. See ya. I'll let me go. I'm still gonna be in my
Hmm.
house. I'm gonna be driving my wheels. I'm still gonna be feeding my family. They can do whatever they want.
Man, everybody spoke like a true Green Lantern, man. My man Tokyo64, definitely. That's what, like I said, when you get to that point, and when you're comfortable, you're paying for everything, and you can cover as much stuff. trust me, that's when you know you've hit it. So thank you so much, brother, for saying that. I really appreciate that, and also for actually you've given me words of wisdom today. So that really does help. Thank you. But now how I have this next question structured, I'm just gonna re-rotate it because I feel like I shaved those two for the last two questions for you. So I'm gonna just rotate this one and just put it at the forefront. If you if you had any piece of advice to men out there walking their path, what would it be?
Thank you, Jay. I got to think on that, man, because I got a lot of different angles I'm going to approach it. You
No, I
know,
got
brothers,
you.
y'all see me up on these streets, man. You know, Tony Berry don't lie to nobody. People who I don't even lie to my wife. People who lie, they lie out of fear. If I'm gonna go somewhere, and my wife said, "Wait, hey, what are you gonna do up in Vancouver?" If I felt like I wanted to chase around some females, I said, "Look, babe, I'm just going to Vancouver. I'm gonna look at some pretty women up there. That's what I'm gonna do." That's it. I mean, there's nothing else. What else am I gonna say? What else am I gonna do? I'm a man. It's true. I would. That's what I was gonna do. Would I sleep with them? No, but maybe. You never know. But the bottom line is there's certain things that women don't want to know, but there's certain things that if they ask you, you have to tell them straight up what the deal is. So I'm not blowing, so I don't blow smoke on my family. What I'm getting, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I don't lie to my family, and I'm damn sure not gonna lie to the brothers. I don't lie well anyway. But let me tell you what it really is, brothers. If I can give you some advice out there, the first thing you need to do is secure your career. You need to understand the difference between a job and a career. And let me give you, I'm glad you asked this question, Jay, because now I'm on this, and a couple brothers that'll get up here later, like Derek Taylor and Sean and them, they'll know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what happened, brothers. And this is why you need to be bringing your game every day. You need to wake up and look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a strong, beautiful black man, and I'm going outside. You're not going to do it physically, but you thinking you're going to slap a fool in his face if they get in your way. That's the way you got to think all the time. Here's what happened. Here's how you got to approach this. I got a cousin on my maternal side, 62-year-old brother. I haven't seen his brother since I was a baby. 62 years old. Now, I get a chat message last month asking me for money. And I'm like, is this a I said I ignored it. And then later on when he reached out to me, he said he was okay. I said, hey, cuz, what was up with you asking me for money, man? You all right, man? What's going on? He's 62 now. He's divorced. He's living by himself. He supposedly has a job in Arlington, Virginia. Everybody and the brother know that the DMV is expensive as hell to live there. So you got to get paid, right? So here it is. I'm thinking this, he said he got money from his brother. All right, so it wasn't a prank, it wasn't a hack. He had to borrow money. He said, yeah, I had money, trouble moving money around. And I said, so what you doing now? He said, oh, I'm waiting for this lady to get back to me, to see if she got a job for me. And I'm volunteering for stuff. In the middle of a pandemic, this brother's out there volunteering. You don't volunteer in the middle of a pandemic at 62 years old, waiting for somebody to give you money. He said he's living off of his 401k. And he said he'd been without a job for 2 years. He hasn't worked in 2 years. This brother hasn't worked since he was 60 years old. And he's living off of whatever little money he got left in his 401k, waiting to start. Because I bet you in another 6 or 7 months, you're going to be like, yo, cuz, I'm good. I'm on Social Security now, man. I just went in and got my Social Security because I'm 62 now. What kind of Social Security you going to get? You depleted your 401k. You sitting up there with a little bit of Social Security money you're gonna get, and you volunteering in the middle of a pandemic, and they're not getting paid, and you waiting for a female to tell you if you got a job. Brothers, that is a recipe for disaster. That is not the way men think. Men have to think, if I don't get this now, I'm getting it. It ain't no if. You getting it. You got to think when you go out there that I'm getting it. There is no, let me hope. Oh, let me see what she gonna do or he gonna do for you. You don't wait for nobody else. I'm so disappointed at this brother now. I don't even want to talk to him because he's not on my level. He really isn't. You need to surround yourself, men, with men that think like you, that behave like you, that care about things like you, that like to build wealth like you. You don't need to be talking to this brother down the street just because he got red shoes on and he got nice jeans and he trying to look cute, with his Cadillac. They ain't the kind of brother you need to talk to if he ain't making no money. Not when you go to his house and he got no furniture in his house or he got beat up sofas, beat up chairs. His kids got holes in their socks, but yet he spent $3,000 on rent. That's not a man, brother. That's not a man. Oh, you be like, where'd you get those rims from? Oh man, I had to give up some of my 401k money, dog. I want to get these. I like the rims. I seen them the other day, man. Them rims were nice. So I went ahead and took 5,000 from my 401k or 16,000. I still got a lot of 11,000 in there. So that's not what men do. That's not what men do. Men go out and create and make things. So if I could give you advice, fellas, first things first, secure that career. Know the difference between a job and a career. A career will get you another job, if you know what I mean. You got a career going, you get laid off, you guess what? You get your unemployment, you roll into another position with your career, with your skill set. A job means you clocking in. If a job, you might as well go ahead and start cutting fish at some fish factory. You want a job? That movie that Sarah Bullock is in, that Unforgiven. Go on and do what she's doing. Then, if that's what you want, that's a job. That ain't no career. That's a job. And jobs, you end up doing nothing but living bad. Now, this cousin of mine, at 62 years old, will end up pushing a shopping cart in a year or two for the rest of his life. He will end up pushing a shopping cart because he made some poor planning, poor financial management, and poor decisions on his career, on his job, because he never had a career. He just had a job. So get off that job mentality. Get on that career. Another thing I want to advise the brothers is this: if you have a career, if you're punching a clock, whatever you're doing, you're all the way to the left. The right side is dividend income, other income from cryptos, things of that nature, real estate that you may own, things like that, right? Residual income. Start moving that pendulum over to that right side. Every day you work, you want to move it over there as much as you can, to the point to where you can say, screw this job, I'm out if you want. You just going to work because you need to. Never do something because you have to. Do it because you like to do it. Don't do it because you have to do it. That's the thing. And another thing, one last thing, brothers, with my advice. When you get that career going and you get those finances hooked up, purchase you a home. Brothers, I cannot stress this enough, and I had this conversation with Vino Epps the other day. Homes are expensive. The average cost of a home in the United States is $353,000. Rates going up every week. Rates started going up since December. They're going up every week, brothers. They're now almost 3.8% or 3.78% interest rate. I'm telling you, a 0.5% makes a big difference on the mortgage. Trust me. I refinanced my house last year. I waited. I timed it right. I got a 30-year mortgage at 1.99%, a rate I'd never seen in my life, and it cut my mortgage payment by $500. That is a big difference. That is a humongous difference. So what you do, you take that extra $5 and you pay it towards your principal, and you pay your house off quicker. Get your house paid. You pay it off quick. And the last thing, brothers, get you a woman that's on your purpose. Make sure she's on your purpose. She don't need no shoes or no expensive ass bag. She needs to be on your purpose first. So that's all I can say with that, brother.
Thank you, brother, for spitting and preaching. I really appreciate that. What you said was very, very true in its saying. And one thing you said did pertain to me specifically, where I said I have to, because the reason why I go in with that mentality where like I have to get it done, but like the thing I don't let it. But the thing is, I'm not letting it be the core focus of what I always tell my mother, especially my father. I don't let that define me stopping from working to put things in savings and putting in stocks and crypto, because I know overall, once if I keep going with that mentality, or if I was negative with it, then I'd be pretty much the brother that you described, just pushing carts and stuff. but but I think it came to a matter of me just, well, technically this pertains to the next question, but even then, relying on my brotherhood of brothers just to talk to me and letting me know, set me it straight, or just like, yeah, man, just like I said, don't do your job because you want to do it because you're setting yourself for a goal, but also go intentional of that for your career. Heck, I might be part of the ambulance sometime this year. Who knows? If things go right the way with my training, then yes, I'll be in there, and that's more of a career than it is a job. Now, granted, the more you go on the totem pole, the more it's just career based. After that, you're not like, pushing carts in Dixie or freaking Walmart. So yes, what Tony is saying is very true, guys, and I'm pretty sure everybody has gotten that one talk from their dad to to bring their head on straight, where it's like, yes, son, don't go on with that mentality, don't get lazy, don't become a pardon my French, don't become like a broke ass person, you know, who's like down on their luck. Just always, like I said, because if you can persevere, if you're willing to put in the hard work, which what I'm doing here today, literally at the job that I work at too, to try to put in more hours, but also to take on two jobs is very tedious for me. So even then, I'm still doing it, the little sleep that I get, but also a majority of me trying to come on here and trying to give you guys some stuff to literally, spend the time to give you guys some information and knowledge, especially this brother here. Is I take pride in doing it because I think it's something that needs to be heard, but also I think I'm not the arbiter of justice or whatsoever. I'm more so a person that just wants people to succeed. That's what I care about. And even though we had MLK Day, I tell people all the time, that was one brother that was very educated and who was very good at what he was doing, and he made a career. Technically, I don't know if you can't even say if there was a career in what he was doing previously, but he made it his own career to do what he was doing. So take a lot of notes of what Tony is saying because they're very true facts, and also we can talk about our experience all day, but also it's necessary to hear them. And Tony,
Hey,
so basically, Tony. Oh,
I'm sorry,
go
bro.
ahead,
I was
Tony.
going to just piggyback on that Dr. King thing. Dr. King was a beautiful man. We know that, but Dr. King did not finish the job. Okay, guys, let's not blow smoke up each other's ass here. We're living in a
Yeah.
hope and pray situation. I ain't got time to hope and pray. I got time to get shit done. Okay,
Right.
Dr. King got killed because he was going to preach economics. He was getting ready to get on that next phase of talking about economic equality. Everybody knows, including Dr. King knew this, including Malcolm X, the brother I love very much. Everybody knows that the
Hmm.
reason why the black community was put in the riots of the 60s, the Watts riots, Detroit, Philly, every major city. The reason why we had the riots, King was killed, the reason why all this thing happened is because we got robbed of that middle class after World War II. America never had a middle class until the 50s. America never had it until the 50s. These GIs came home. They gave them GI bills. They paid for their education, gave them low interest rates on new home loans, things of that nature. The brothers missed out because the white boys pushed us out of the carpet. They pushed us out. That created a a a lost society, if you will, a lost demographic while we sat there in the 50s passed us by and we watched the whites build their middle class homes, we were still struggling. Our women were still working in white women's homes. They were cleaning that new middle class home that we could not partake in. So that's where it came out of. That's why you've seen a lot of brothers go to Vietnam and get broken down. That's why you see that generation. They systematically broke us down. Dr. King didn't finish the job because he wasn't allowed to, because he knew that he had to talk economics. As soon as he started talking that, they killed him. They killed him. As a brother going out there, you want to stay on the down low. You want to keep it low, keep it low. They want you to talk like Marshawn Lynch with the big teeth and go, oh, yeah, man, but make that money on it. And then you can turn around and be like, hey, what do you want? They'll be surprised when you come at them and you driving down the street or you got your nice home. They're like, you should see the people, man, when they come by my house, drop me off, whatever,
Hmm.
from like Lyft, taking me to the car dealership and back. They're looking at me like, damn, who's this brother? Or they walking by, they see me out there mowing my lawn, or they cut my grass. They're like, damn, who's this brother? You could tell the look, you could feel them. They're seething inside. You can feel them. They seething,
Yep.
but they don't know. They can seethe all they want, but they better not come up in my house because I got something for them.
Exactly.
So you
Hmm.
gotta have that mentality, brothers. You got it.
Right. Like I said, take notes from Barry here, guys. You need that killer like instinct mentality in order to maintain not only just achieve what you have, but to maintain what you have. Because, like I said, you maintain order. You maintain order within your in the stability of what you're saying, but also of what you built. Understand that because it's a necessary thing that you have that is going to benefit you in the long run. So never take it for granted, and also always, like I said, always remind yourself every day to never freaking let that freaking instinct get low.
No, because
Always keep it in.
we're,
Go ahead,
we're,
brother.
we're descendants of Africans, brothers. We had we're not farmers, but we learn how to farm and we learn how to farm well. We're hunter gatherers, and we ain't got time to go out there and try to hunt for some meat and ask somebody else, "Oh, what you waiting on, man?" "Oh, I'm waiting for so and so. She said that there might be something coming by." I ain't got time to wait for you. I ain't got time to wait for nobody. I'm going to get because if I'm waiting for her, that means she's gonna be grabbing the big piece and she's gonna be dropping the tail off. That's right, brothers. If you hunting for deer and they hunting for you, you just getting the tail. That's all you get, and there ain't a lot of meat on that bone. So you got to go out there. You got to get it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
no
if a
one's gonna
woman's
hand it
out
to you.
there in your way of you getting what you got to get, she got to go. She got to go because she's nothing but a waste of your time.
Mm-hmm. True words. All right, Tony. We're gonna go to. Let me see. Let me see. That was one, two, three, four. Okay, we're gonna go to this one because we're really preaching the brotherhood question that I saved up. Do you think it's good for educated men to have a brotherhood?
Yes, I definitely think it's good for educated men to have a brotherhood. I also think I got this right here that brothers. I get this magazine every quarter. Elevate. You probably seen me put it up there on Facebook. The brother I talked to, he founded the company Voyade, the beer products that I purchased, and I also subscribe to his magazine every quarter because it talks about black men. For example, this one here is Odell Dickerson Jr. is a powerful brother. 7 traits of high. There's a good article in here. It's got 7 traits of high value men. 21 business etiquette rules for men. How to build wealth. It's talking wealth. It's talking family. It's talking relationships. Things that brothers need to talk about. We ain't got time to be reading Essence magazine, learning how to simp. We ain't got time for
Yeah.
that. We got time to read magazines that discuss what's going on with brothers. And yes, brothers do need a brotherhood. You need a network. That's the problem. They've learned how to separate us. Right now, and I know that we got some people up here from that town, in my town, my hometown too, of Philly. Right now, to me, the three stupidest cities in the entire country, full of brothers murdering each other, is Chicago, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. They're the three of the dumbest cities in the nation. If I could speak in front of these brothers and tell them straight up, I would tell them, y'all some stupid bastards because you killing each other over nothing. You acting like that's your turf and you don't own a thread of carpet on that turf, but you fighting over some land because a guy decided to stand on your corner to sell some drugs, and you gonna kill this man and his kids just because he stood on real estate that you don't even own. Yeah, I get it. I get that they trying to move their product. I get that they feel like people stepping on their product. I get that. But they do need the network. People need to break away from that, break off from that network. Educated brothers, like the brothers up on this platform, Jay Bones, you, Jay Takeshi, the detailers, a lot of brothers that get up on his platform, Thomas Demehan. We need to be, we need to work together because
Yeah.
we need to build our foundation. We need to build our network. I can't send, if my daughter was 21 years old today, I
Mhm.
can't send her out to society and hope that she's going to get a good husband because I know she won't. But if we build a community, we build a network, and I don't care. I know some brothers are like, well, I don't believe in that arrange introduction. No, I believe in arranged introductions because I know that if I introduce my daughter to Jay Takeshi's son or Jay Bones' son, and I know these brothers how you operate, I know that she's going to be in good hands. I know that if she
Yeah.
were to marry a Jay Takeshi's son or Jay Bones or Bino Epps or Derek Taylor's, they're gonna be in
Right.
she's gonna be in good hands, they're gonna raise good families. And if they break up, they break up. She's still amongst good networks. He's still amongst good
Right.
networks of
Right.
like-minded people. Then If
Mm-hmm.
you go out with a woman that has nothing, and my wife and I were talking about this yesterday. We watched that movie last night with my cousin Viola Davis. By the way, is my distant cousin. So we watched
Oh,
her in
okay.
that movie with Sandra Bullock, and Unforgiven. And I told my wife, see, you see how whites do it, and Kevin Samuels alluded to this. They get in the movies and they already gravitate toward other whites in the same class. A white woman is not going to expect to go out with a high class dude like was in with the same with what's that girl that was with Richard Gere and the Pretty Woman. They don't. That's not real to them. That's not real to
Mm-hmm.
them. But to a BW, they expect they're gonna have 4 or 5 or 6 children from 5 or 6 different baby daddies, and then they see you a high value man come in, and they expect you to give back to the community by marrying them, by being with them, not thinking about not thinking about all the potential females with no baggage that you have out there. See what I'm saying? So when
Yeah.
brothers network, when we network together, just like say if we're all in college and we're networking, and I got my girl, you got your girl, J Bone, excuse me, got his girl. But we got another brother who's to like us without a girl. But we know this woman over here come from a good family. We know this brother come from a good family. Guess what? We connected them up. They connected up. See what I'm saying? So that's what that
Mm-hmm.
end up being. 4 good families raising kids. And on the average, 2 or 3 children, that means now if you go 4 times 3, that's 12 more beautiful human beings that's made in the world. That's going to go
Yes.
out and make for 12 more, and so on and so forth. After 5 generations, you got a beautiful black community out there making doing things. That's why we have to.
Yep. Exactly. Um, like I said, I think you pretty much hit everything on the head, and I agree with you a lot with the arranged marriage because I think when we're shout out to my man, international passport when we talked about it over there, me and Tony really do believe in arranged marriage. I really do, and because I think that's the solution to a lot of nonsensical BS. Really, because if you at least for your children to be successfully married and to carry on your legacy, your wealth and inheritance that we pass on to them before we go, because
Yep.
legacy is important to us. It's what and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it to everybody who might not know what legacy is. That's what you pass on to your children and your children's children,
Yep.
and
And it's not
it's
just
what
about love,
they
guys.
will remain with you.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
No, I was gonna say it's
Hmm.
not about love too. It's love is nice, but it's about commitment. You have to be with a female that is committed to you, that is committed to your cause. Because love is not gonna keep you from sleeping with somebody else. Love ain't gonna keep you from cheating around. Commitment going to keep you with your family. And I learned that
Hmm.
in Japan. They got people. This I was watching sumo the other day. This Gyoji, the guy that's the referee of the sumo match, he's a
Hmm.
41st generation. His family has been doing what he's doing for 41 generations. So you think they're gonna go out and just let these kids marry anybody? No,
No.
they're gonna make sure that they're in a situation. Now, look, my wife is against arranged marriage, and I get that because she comes from a country where it's a little bit different. And I'm not saying do arranged marriage like they do in Japan. I'm
Right.
more for arranged engagements.
Yes, that's what I'm
That
for too.
then they can
That's
choose
more
to.
similar.
Yes.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Definitely, because we talked about, like I said, we still talked about it on the IP channel where we literally said that I would have them interact. Like people need to start thinking I'm not talking about specifically Japanese one. I'm talking about when they were young in Camelot days. You'd have them interact when they're young, and also when they get up to their teenager years, and then after that, she would be around the men that she's been interacting with of the network from the guys that are literally a brotherhood, literally. And I hate to bring Disney up, but I told my friend, if you've seen Sleeping Beauty, those two kings had literally had the son and the daughter who knew each other from when they were young and actually set them up, arranged for them to be married. And what do you know? The person they both liked was that said person, and it worked. So
Yep.
people, you gotta stop thinking like when I ain't gonna let her interact with no man until she like 18, 21. Then I'm like, no, no, no. Me and Tony are not talking about that. We're talking about interaction, interpersonal, like networking when we do that. So that's why I agree with when you do arranged marriaging, you should definitely know the people, but also you should have some interpersonal history with them. So I mean, heck, his his daughter could be married to my son. Yeah. Like I said, his daughter could be married to my like son that comes out. He may be younger, but I will be coaching him, mentoring him, and making sure that he has all the simulations of a man, commitment, and hard work in order him to be worthy of Tony's daughter, because Tony's gonna vet him,
Yes, because
not
the
just
thing is
me.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. Yes, because even my
Oh,
son,
go ahead.
who's almost 9 years older than my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I'm raising him well because he himself may be a potential introducer to my daughter and future mate as well. So see, that's what I'm saying. We have to create this beautiful network because what we want to do is we want to create a network of men that respect females. Men that respect females. We don't need to be sitting up there beating on women or degrading females. These females that we're raising, they're themselves are going to command respect. And so, if for example, my daughter goes out into this group of men that are could be potential mates, she may get along with this dude one day, she may not, but she still has a large pool as well as the men. They have a large pool of
Yes.
females, of good females that they can choose from, and that way,
Right.
everybody in this network will respect what they have. And that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
They will respect what they have. They will know that, hey, so and so just had two children. They will understand the purpose of family. And guess what else that means? It means all the children, should there be tragedies or misconceptions or whatever, will always be taken care of and raised.
Exactly. And guys, that's a point of a brotherhood and a network. And that's
Yeah.
why I've always said a brotherhood is a powerful force that can never be broken, especially by the men who have come in that circle in order to forge it. So they're one sword, they're one fist. So I want all you guys to think of it like that. And yes, I've been reading a little bit of Asian culture, so I got some of that from from the black side of our history, and also from the Asian culture. That when you're one sword, literally all together, and then also when you're one fist, which is from our black history. So people take, like I said, people take notes of that. And also, since we're on this topic, literally, Barry, I think you may have kind of answered the question when you for the next one, because you only have two more left before we get to the bonuses ones. And all right, I think this will mean a lot coming from you, because my man Tony Berry is a married man and he has children. So I really wanted to ask him this, because I think you need to get it from a man who's literally married. Because really need people to hear this. All right, Tony, what made you want to be married and start a family?
Yes, thank you. Good question. Good question. So, I had to go through my experiences through four different ones. And, it was because I was a young simp. I was raised by a single BW, and I was never taught to be a man. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, that won't happen for Jay Takeshi, who has both parents. But unfortunately, and I looked at the numbers, I had to revitalize the numbers here. 25% of us in this country are raised by single moms. And that means that a lot of us will not experience being raised as a real man. So therefore, we will end up becoming men through errors in judgment. Through errors in judgment, which means that you will probably more than likely be involved in one or two or maybe even three marriages before you figure out what the deal is. Before you figure out, okay, this is what needs to happen. Before you figure out what is a good one and what is a bad one. Before you figure out where you're going. See, life to me, and I've been playing chess since I was 10 years old. In fact, I'm about ready to teach my son how to play chess. Life is like chess, okay? And you go through life and you need to understand, you need to learn. And that's why I was just telling Derek and a lot of guys, me being almost 60 years old next month, is I had to wait. I'm literally 20 years behind the average man. If you look on in terms of a man, right? I'm literally, to me, I'm about 20 years behind. The things that I'm doing now, I should have been doing 20 years ago. But it took me that long to get up to speed on what it takes to be a man because I never had that growing up. My dad came in my life kind of late after being in my life early, and later on he really helped me out as we got closer and closer years later when right before I married my wife, which is one of the big reasons why because he helped me recognize that that is a good woman that I'm getting married to. See, otherwise I would have known that. I would have probably ended up with another woman that I thought they had to spend all my money on. But see, you make these mistakes, and I didn't really want. People say, "Well, why do you keep coming back? Why'd you come back and got married again? Why'd you do that?" Because I finally met a woman that really cared about me, and I could tell that she cared about me. That's wifeable, and I knew she could raise my children. When you see that as a man, when you experience that, and you're literally conceiving your children, and you're in a nice home, and you live in a nice life, that is the nature of the beast. That is a beautiful feeling when you know that you never have to worry about not feeding your family and you're creating more human beings. And that to me, I now see that's the beautiful thing about being married. Is you are the king in your house. You are the man. You will be the man for a long time. Your children will be coming to you. Your grandchildren will be coming to you for advice. That is the reason why I love being in this situation.
Thank you so much for spitting those words, brother. I really appreciate that. It means really so much coming from you specifically because I need people to understand what there is a benefit for marriage. Maybe not so more so if you go through it through here in America, but in other places, that there's a lot of benefit in it. And I'm gonna take the floor for a little bit because I kind of want Tony to hear me, and I want everybody here to listen to what I have to say. What Tony literally just said is very similar to me in that regards. Yes, I have my adoptive parents right now, and they've been such a wonderful blessing for me because I tell my friends that I tell about this. I I consider me having them as a way of me winning the freaking lottery because I would never probably be here speaking to Tony. I would never find my two brothers in high school that that are like literally I don't care if we're not blood related or not. They're my brothers. And I love these guys, and they've made me godfathers to their children. Another thing I'm very happy, happily blessed for in a sense. And even though right now uh in a state where it's like, I could have possibly done a stupid thing in high school and maybe knock up a girl and be stupid. I didn't do that because I followed the teachings of what I was told. And not because I couldn't get any girls. I could get girls, but the difference was I took marriage very seriously. And also Barry, I was actually a victim of this too, because I actually thought that, like I said, that Disney way got to me when I was younger. Because I thought I had to be a quote unquote nice guy instead of like being an a-hole, instead of to actually get a woman in order more so to get married to one. And I'm like, no, there's no way. I could never believe in my heart's hearts that's what I got to do. There's no way in hell I am not going to treat a woman like shit in order to literally make myself better or in order to get together with one. That is flawed by every damn metric in my mind. And I will not no one can ever convince me of that otherwise. I don't care who they are. They could be King of Sweden for all I give a damn. I will not do it because that's something that I hold very sacred and near and dear to me because my grandparents were the last bastions that I saw of how this worked. Because my grandmother, she would always drink water. She keep herself fit. She would cook every day for her husband. She would, like I said, she would get up early to exercise. She would do a lot of this stuff. When I got summer schooled by her, I saw how a woman is supposed to be. I literally saw it every day. That's a traditional woman. That's what she was, and she was happy with what she does. She had time to do things she wanted to do. She did all her daily duties, and even then, she flat out told me to my face, if I ever found anyone worth being together with, make sure they care about me. She she flat out told me, oh, sorry, I thought I heard her echo for a second, but but yes, what Tony's saying is very true of me, and also I will never ever go in the mindset of just marrying a girl because she looks beautiful. I look for the inside because I tell people all the time, if you're just marrying for the outside, trust me, she can look good on the outside, she could be ugly on the inside. A lot of people don't talk about that. I've always gone by that logic and what Tony is saying because you have to stop thinking smash smash and actually have some discipline in yourself. Number one, and number two, what you need to do is You can't give nobody the world if you ain't got it. That's facts. I don't care what anyone says. I will always go by that. That's why I'm not out here preaching. I got 5 figure. Like I don't have anything. I have what I do have. I have my hard work. I have my mind. I have the network of brothers I'm surrounded by, and also they push me and encourage me to be better every day. My brother who is Puerto Rican right now is working on my logo for my channel, guys. And I told him I would pay him, and he said no. I don't want. He said no. I don't want you to pay me. He said why? And I told him why. Because you're my brother, and I'm doing it for free. And I tell him, bro, I didn't go back and forth with him, but I told him I'm like no, 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 bro. He said I got you, and he's probably listening to the stream right now, and he can hear me. I love you, man, and even though I got your back no matter what. Thank you for having mine, because you didn't have to do that, and I was willing to pay you because, and I'm thinking in my mind, brothers do a lot of selfless things for each other, but also we do with the intent of we know that we could trust one another, and that this is a like I said, this is a unity we have here, which is why I do preach brotherhood so much. Why Tony preaches it, and why network is important overall to the future of our children. Because if they get, first of all, they see two men get along, let alone just men and women, and your sons see that, your sons are gonna probably strive to have what you have too, but also probably be a little bit better than you in a sense, because they might get a little bit earlier than what we did. So yes, when it comes to looking for a potential mate, a potential partner, I've always told people, listen, stop thinking superficial. Think about the things or the core values that your parents had, that you want, and that you want to persevere. And don't let freaking media be the freaking linchpin to make you think that's what you want, because that is not true what you want. There's more manipulation. That's more brainwash. Tony could tell it to you. I could tell it to you. Derek Taylor could tell it to you. Jay Bones could tell it to you. My man Marcus could tell you. My brother Chris will tell you. Do not do any of that nonsense, because what you're like I said, because the reason why none of you personally, I would say this personally, no one in America to me in my mind really is worthy of being married in a sense. There's like few are, there's like few men and women, but yeah, I would say that. And I guess this pretty much what I'm saying, what both me and Tony are saying, leads into this next question, at least this last question, and then we'll go to the bonuses real quick. All right, and this is probably something I'm gonna answer after Tony. What are the important things in a marriage to making it last in your experience?
Yes. So that's a good question, brother. That's a very good question. And here's the thing. First of all, I want to say there was a book written by Naeem Akbar that I read years ago, probably 25, 30 years ago, on a
Hmm.
book called How to Raise a Black Man. And I know we had a brother up here on IP Stream that is an author or book, or maybe he was on one of my streams, that said he published a book on Amazon. The link is still on the stream. I think it was mine. Anybody can go in here and they can get it and purchase his brother's book. But basically, what he said in the book that got to me the most is that he said that the only way for you to truly become a man is through marriage. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Is that looks like we got a troll here somewhere. There's an Emily
Yeah, I got
Wood.
him. Yeah, I
Um,
got him.
okay. The
Continue,
reason
sir.
why he said that is because when you're in a relationship with somebody, all you do is if you don't feel good about it, you just walk away. So let's say you're living with a female, right? It's just you and her, no marriage tie, no ring, no nothing, no paperwork, no nothing. And y'all get in an argument. You can just be like, all right, well, I'm out. Get on out of my house. Get on out of here. See you. And you're done. That doesn't make you a man because you all you're doing is you're running away from your responsibilities. You're getting trained at running away from relationships. When you're married, what that makes you do is it makes you work more on your relationships. Marriage is not easy. It's not an easy thing, and it's not for the weak at heart. It is not for the weak at heart. Every day will be different. Some days, you may feel like, oh, nothing is happening. Other days, you may feel like it is. But you're going to get to a point where you've been married long enough, and you're going to get into what I call the flow. And that flow is what I call the familiarity of your mate, and where you are very familiar with, you're very in tune, if you will, to the point to where whatever your wife is saying out of her mouth, that's what you're thinking, and whatever you're saying, that's what she's thinking. That means you're in tune. A lot of time, my wife and I say something at the same time. We was thinking the same thing. Say, oh, yeah. Like I give you an example. Me and my wife, we've been looking for houses for 10 years. 10 years. We went through the financial crisis and everything. We got married in 2007. We bought our house in 2017. Ever since we got married, we've been looking at houses and we stayed on the same page. And what I mean by that is this. When my wife says, hey, I like that house over there. I really got that house. I want to get that house. Where I say, hey, love, I love that house. Love that house. More, all the time, we both like that house because that means we're on the same page. That means we're in tune. I see so many couples out there where the guy will even put a down payment, earnest money on the home, and the wife will show up and like, that's not what I want. Actually, I want to move. I want to move to Atlanta. Stay in Denver. I want to move to Atlanta. Where's this Atlanta thing come from? You know what I'm saying? That's a couple that is out of sync with themselves. They are out of sync. They have no clue where each other's going, and they're both heading toward a path of destruction. But in a good marriage where both people are committed, you have to care what the other person is interested in. That's a very important thing. You have to care. You have to listen. And if you disagree with what they care about, if you disagree with moving to Atlanta or Denver or whatever the case may be, you have to say, I'm not really into Denver and here's why. And then it's their job, if they're really adamant about Atlanta, they have to give you some reasons why they think Atlanta's good. But at the same time, you both have to understand that if you don't move to either Denver or Atlanta, what about Billings, Montana? What about Boise, Idaho? What about Casper, Wyoming? There's a lot of other alternatives that you'll
Right.
both like. This is a big country. This is a big country.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of choices. And I always tell people, look, if you don't make it in this state, there's 49 other states out there for you. And if you don't make it in this country, there's 211 countries out there for you to live in. That's what I tell people. So marriage is all about commitment. It's all about caring about the person that you're with and not just trying to. And another thing you gotta be careful with in marriage too. You gotta understand. You also have to make sure that you don't do. I call it financial infidelity. And what I mean by financial infidelity, I see a lot of white boys in my neighborhood do this all the time. They come home and they buy bullshit. I'm talking about these ATVs that they like to ride around the neighborhood, or they buy all these
Mm.
toys. They have garages full of toys. So many toys, they can't even park the damn car in there. And the wife, at first, she's like complaining about it, and then she gets used to it. And then you know what else happens? A few years later, they end up getting divorced. And I always tell people, the more crap you got in your garage, the more chances you have of getting divorced. Because more than likely, the stuff you bought in your garage, your wife didn't sign off on. Not that she has to sign off on it, but at least you could do is let her know, hey, I put money into this, I put money into that. So financial infidelity is a big problem, I think, in marriage. A big problem.
Thank you so much, Barry, for that. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate a lot of knowledge you've been dropping, and also, I I do want to say this, yes, guys. To anybody who is watching me, especially know that I'm a huge anime fan, and most of the stuff that I have here is stuff that I work for. All I have now, I will not be getting any more. And the reason why I know that is because that's the stuff that leads to people to becoming hoarders. And this is predominantly with only just said males. That's the first time I heard a lot of males have that. That's so this is new to me. Normally it's the women that become hoarders, that husband that just let their woman that collect a whole bunch of different stuff. And I get a lot of things. I get this surprise off these faces whenever I deliver to these guys' houses, and they'd be surprised whatever they get. At least when the husband comes out, he'd be like, "What is this?" All right, like it's probably for my wife, and he looked just baffled. He's not angry. He's just like baffled, like I didn't know what it is. He even double checks. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's just Katie's. Oh, and he says like, and then I always tell like I say, yeah, let me guess, you don't order anything? Like, no, sir, I hardly ever order anything. I always go pick it up normally. It's just that my wife is picking it up. Now sometimes there's reasons for why they will order, but I think you have to explain that to me. I mean, that's your wife, my man. I mean, that's fine. But but it's just like if she was disabled and she can't go out and go get it herself, then it's understandable. But it's like when you know you can physically go out and go get it, then I think that's the issue he has. Or or more often than not, it's already so much stuff in there, and he's already cleaned out the garage. Now he kept ordering stuff again. So I think people you have to really understand, and people have to understand this. If you're in a marriage with someone and they're very materialistic, like they have too much stuff, you need to first of all you need to drop that off first rip. Ask them if they're materialistic is what you should ask. Somebody could ask me that, and I'm like, all I got is like, here's my figures, and then I have two. I like I said, I have two shelves. My bad, guys, you can't see it. I have two shelves right here. I don't have no more because that's what I wanted, and that's it. I don't have, like I said, don't take up much space, and I can put it in my office whenever I get my own place. My own house because I'm in an apartment right now with roommates. But the thing is, no, but they said the thing is you need to point out these things early in a relationship. Literally, it's up to you to point out these flaws or point out these key things that you want in a marriage or key things that you need to like just nip it in the bud right away. And I know Barry's shaking his head right now because he agrees with me because it's stuff that people just don't do. They just go in like, oh, that's not that bad. I can deal with that. And then 5, maybe 10 years down the line, it becomes a super issue, and you just can't take it no more. So that's why we encourage to be, directly and blunt off rip because that can save you both a lot of headaches in the long run. And and like I said, it's something that may seem small now, but it can become something very big. And I started thinking like that too. I'm like, no, all right, no, that can't happen. That can't go down because I can already tell that's going to be an issue, and that's because that's something I want. But I can see us having an issue with that. That's gonna be an argument 10 years down the road. So I want to nip that early and make sure that there's not gonna be a grievances between us. So so you know, so like I said, what Barry's saying is a lot of truth in it, and also to also touch up. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna Yo, my man Joshua Epps, thanks for showing up, brother. I appreciate you, Joshua, for showing up, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
What up, brother? What up, LA?
And,
Me and
mhm,
Josh
and-
go back, man. We talk a lot. I talk a lot to the brothers. I try to get up here and talk to the brothers a lot, man. Because I care and love and
mhm,
respect the brothers. This brother had
yeah,
the COVID, man. Did we leave him hanging out there? No. We hooked the brother up. I reached out to him, make sure I got, hey, man, how you feeling? What's going on? Because this man's got family. You know what I'm saying? He got children. Brothers need, that's what I'm saying about the network. Brothers need to check on brothers. There's nothing wrong with saying, "Oh man, what's up with Theo? What's up with y'all? Oh man, you're good, you good, you good. You need something? What's going on?" You know
right.
what I'm saying? Brothers need to check on
Mhm.
brothers. But like you were saying, man, about the finance, like I said, what I call a financial infidelity. And I know you brothers know what I'm talking about. BWs are some of the worst financial managers in the world. They got 1,000 degrees, masters this, PhD that, masters this, but they
Mhm.
don't have a damn clue about finance. My two sisters, my two little dear sisters, combined have over $300,000 in student loans. One of them is 42, half sister. The other one is 58. They got over $300,000 in student loans, and the government ain't taking. They snatching. They snatching your money. So you
Yeah.
have no choice. So because they thought they were smart, they never wanted to listen to the big brother. They never wanted to listen to the man. They like, oh no, I got this. My little sister almost bought a house, but she couldn't because she got outbid. In North Carolina, over in Charlotte, she almost bought a house. And I remember she telling me because her kids are grown. She's an empty nester now, by herself. She's gonna buy a 4-bedroom home. These are the kind of decisions that these BWs make. I was like, what do you need a 4-bedroom home for? Oh, I'm getting. You know why she wanted to get a 4-bedroom home? So she can brag to her girlfriends. Look, girl, I got me a 4-bedroom. When she needed to be
Yeah.
going after a 2-bedroom condo with low HOA fees in a high rent
Yeah.
district, so she can turn around and make money on that place.
Right.
See, so that's what I'm saying. You when you get yourself, you're female, when you get out there in the world, you got to make sure that woman's on your page. You got to make sure not only is she going to be true to you, but she's going to be financially true to you. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And and like me and Tony will have a talk at least at one point. I mean, I am going to contact you later on because at least for me when I have student loans, at least for me, the job that I'm going to can actually get will not rid it fully, but it can literally pay it off for me the longer I stay in there. So that's why I told people like, you got to know what career. Back to what Tony was saying earlier. This is me paying attention, and everybody should listen to this too. You make it don't make it a job, make it a career. Look for your career because some of the things they have, some of the benefits they have in your career can actually help you. Nip that in the bud. My friend has student loans. He joined the waste management. He's been there for 6 years. His loans have been fully paid off. It's 6 years, and he put in that work, but also he did a lot of things to help prevent it from getting out of control. So go ahead, Mr. Barry.
No, I was going to just interject on that. Um, I know you mentioned about the student loans, about your career and helping you pay off the student loans. One thing I want to throw
Hmm.
out there, brothers, is you have to be careful with that. And here's why.
Yes.
Let's say that you getting a job and you have skills. So therefore you have a skill, a skill that requires you to get paid quite a bit of money. And you're at a position where you're making say $80,000 a year, and they may be saying, well, part of that money we're going to go ahead and pay for your student loans. So you look at the package. The package with them paying for your student loans may be like $100,000 a year, right? But
Hmm.
your true earning potential is probably more like 130, 140,000. So what I'm getting at is this: don't just get mired in stuck at a gig just because they say they're going to pay off student loans. Look at the upfront numbers. Okay, look at the upfront
Yeah.
numbers because when we're talking about careers, we're not talking about hourly. You don't. When you walk in, somebody say, "Well, how much you making?" When you hear somebody say, "I make $30 an hour," that's not a career. A career is a package. A career
Yes.
is how many weeks vacation you get, how much time off you get, what kind of stock options you get, and what kind of health benefits you got. Businesses take all that into consideration as well. If you look on your W 2 based on where you work, you may be making this money salary wise, but you're really making that because they're paying this, that, and that. But so look at the whole number, the whole
Yes.
package, and say, am I right being at this place where they're actually spending $160,000 on me, or am I better off over there where it's going to be more like 180 or 190?
Hmm.
Don't let them sucker you
Yes.
into the student loans because that's how they try to keep underpaying you, is what I'm saying.
Right. Hmm. Thank you for telling me that too, because I actually did consider that thought when I first when they told me I could be like a person that works at least with paramedics like CLT or something like that, and they literally I had to look through that every bit of that just to make sure there wasn't some things they're trying to underpay you, but and because one of my friends is in there and he told me like nah, the other job that I would have went to probably would have did that to me. Here it's a package deal for me, like it's like 4 or 5 different benefits and one that come with me doing this, and it's more, and like I said, and it's more like I ain't got to worry about what I make hourly because it comes every freaking week. Like every 2 weeks I'm getting paid a lot just for me in his house. And by the way, he lives by himself and he doesn't have a significant other. He's managing and budgeting it and building up his money at the same time. So
He's doing the right thing,
so
brother. He's
yes.
doing a really good thing.
Yeah, he's been talking to me and telling me that he's one encouraged me to go into that field too. And I told him I can already fulfill some of the requirements. I just got to put in for it. And once I do that, um, I'm gonna get in
What
contact with
field
him
is
because
this? Waste management field?
oh yeah.
Okay, because here's the thing. So is that if that's a field that you yourself are not interested in, or if it's going to sidetrack you from your dream, I
Hmm.
wouldn't do it. Only
Okay.
because this is what they call back in the day. What's the word I'm talking about? The carrot, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. So
Yeah,
they'll
that makes
put the
sense.
carrot out there, and so you're looking, you're like, oh man, but they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna do that. Great.
Yeah.
But what is the annual percentage of your raise? What type of raise are they giving you? If they're not giving you over 7%, you're losing money. because
Yeah.
inflation's at 7%. You see what I'm saying? My
Mm-hmm.
position where
Yeah.
I'm at now, everybody's biggest complaint where we work is that they only give us a 2% pay raise every year. That's why I'm looking for another gig because I'm like, wait a second, 2%. That's that's not a pay raise with inflation at 7%,
No.
right? If they're giving you two
Mm-mm.
percent, I mean, I'm just saying that's an average. They may
No.
give
No.
us less, but that's the average. It seems industry wide or nationwide is a 2% pay raise. A 2% pay raise is a rat's nostrils worth of money when inflation's at 7%. When
Yeah.
apples were 45 cents a pound one week, or a dollar, $2 a pound one week, and the next week they $3. Well, your check didn't go up that much. That means you ain't
Yeah.
really making no money at all. You losing money.
Yes.
So just look at those. Look at all those things. Look at all the incentives that they have out there, and then read the fine print. Like you said, you can do that. Read the fine print, but always look ahead. Is it going to be worth you getting in the waste management now, making that money, or is it going to be worth you
Mm-hmm.
spending more time what you're doing now, and then coming out making twice as much as you would have been making in waste?
Exactly. I always gotta say you look at two sides of the different coin when it comes to things like that. Look at the benefits, but also look at the actual outcome you're looking for on each one, because it can never be just one set thing. And I do not think like that at all. Like I think too much. That's why I always go back and forth with some of these things, because I'm just not. My mind just doesn't work like that. Like, oh, okay, well that works. So let's do. No, I can't do that.
That's the hoping and
So
praying mentality. You ain't got time to hope and pray. You don't have time.
yeah, I don't.
Hoping and
No.
praying is for simps. You don't have hoping and praying time. I mean, I
Hmm.
know there's people, religious people. I'm not a Christian. I'm not knocking Christianity. All I'm
Right.
saying is the hoping and praying is the last bastion of slavery in this country. The last bastion. I grew up in a single parent home. All I heard these women talk about sitting around them all day. Oh, I hope and pray. Oh, I hope. Oh, I'm gonna pray for it. Go get. Ain't got time to pray. You got time to go get.
Do. Right. Do instead of say.
Yes.
I like that term better. Like do instead of say. Like I said, I'm gonna do instead of saying. So I do agree with you. And guys, we have answered the main questions for tonight. I got a couple bonuses. These are kind of like this is kind of like the speed round for Tony, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm gonna let Tony run through these real quick. As he can take some of them as he wants, but like they're pretty simple ones because like just fun questions for you to ask. All right, if hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna put that link in here real quick. Hold on for them to
Dante,
come
what's
in.
up, brother? Josh, yeah, Jay Bone, I see you brothers up in here, man.
Yeah, Dante, thanks for coming. I appreciate that,
Thanks for
man.
the council's up in here, brother. The council is in the house.
Definitely agree with you on there. All right, Mr. Barry. We're gonna these are six and they're like really, really easy. So I guess the first one I'm gonna start with. If you had to pick one thing from Japanese culture that you liked, what would it be?
Japanese culture that I like, the one thing, culture-wise, I love the onsens, the warm springs,
One-
man, the hot springs. I love those because you can walk in there, man, and just get the good food. I mean, I've sat at onsens butt naked in the snow, right by the hot water, where I could sit in there,
Mhm.
sit out on the edge, and the food was good. You sleep well. That's my favorite thing about Japan.
Uh, I actually can't wait to experience that. That has been something that has been romanticized in anime and freaking literally documentaries the whole time. That is one thing that I can't wait to experience. So you named probably the most popular thing over there. Actually,
Yeah,
that's a good
that's
one. Definitely. All right, my man. Um, okay. This one more so pertains to me. So the question is, if I became a father, what advice would you give me?
okay. So if you became a father, that means you married this person. The advice I would
Hmm.
give you is to never let up. Always stay ahead of the game. Never let up. Never break down. Never become a simp. Let them know from day one what your thoughts are, what your feelings are about things. They're gonna cry, they're gonna complain, and all this other stuff. But trust me, they're woman. That's what their nature is. They're built to be on your purpose. That's what they're built for. They may not want to hear this, they may not want to act like they want to know, but in the end of the day, they got a man. They lucky they got a man. So yeah, if you would become a father, what I would say is just raise your children in your image. People say, "Oh, God wants you to raise them in His image." There ain't no image in my house. Ain't no God image. It's my image because it's my house. So I'm raising
Right.
my family in my image. I'm raising my son and my daughter, my son in my image. My daughter's gonna be respecting a man like me when she get older, like my wife. She married a man like her dad. My daughter's gonna marry a man like her dad. That's what's
Okay.
up, brother. That's what we gotta do.
What's up, Dante, man?
Hey,
How
in
you
the
doing,
hell.
bro?
Good, good.
So nice to have you on here, bro.
They look just like my little brother Greg, man. I'm serious, man. Him and Eric, they look just like my little brother Greg, man. You know, I
Thank you,
had
thank you.
just like my brother Greg.
Thank you, man. All right. Okay. So actually, this goes to anybody in here. This is a really easy one because I know you're a sportsman. Who is your favorite football or basketball team?
Um, Ever since I was a kid, man, I like the Cowboys. I mean, I root for the
Okay.
Seahawks locally, man. But when I was a little kid, man, I just started getting the football at 8 years old, and I remember I liked the Dolphins because I didn't know nothing about the football that. And I remember this brother named John Kaysen, man, my classmate. We was on the school bus. He said, "Man, you should like the Cowboys." I said, and that as a little kid, the Cowboys. That sounded like the Cowboys, right? And then they had the star and the uniform. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Philly. The Eagles had the ugly uniform, no brothers on the team. They always losing. So I'm never gonna be an Eagle man. But then the
Right.
Cowboys start winning. And then they won the
Mhm.
Super Bowl that year. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I'm a Cowboy fan. Yeah, football, basketball,
Okay.
man, I'm a weirdo,
Yeah.
man. I like the Lakers and the Sixers in basketball.
Okay.
Magic, man. Magic. That Laker got me hooked, man. That Magic show.
Uh,
No. Golden State probably, but no, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like, man. We're not
I mean, no, I feel you. I mean, like I said, because I said, where you stay at, you're in Seattle, like, do you have freaking there's freaking Golden State, there's the Lakers, like, those are like a lot of good teams over there. Especially if you're in the West, like I said, the West is more, so deep compared to the East. Now the East is kind of like getting up to that point now. But granted,
yeah.
LeBron James went over to the West, so granted, he just made them a little bit more better, way more
See,
competitive.
I don't follow the basketball as much as I used to anymore. I don't
Mhm.
really watch basketball during the playoffs.
Oh,
And I
okay.
can't,
No, that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
I'm just so busy. I don't, not like when I was younger where I could just sit there and be in the game and be like, yo, man, yeah, go get him. Now I'm like the Cowboys lost something. All right, all right, that's football. I told my wife, I said, my life is still good. Boys lost. All right. But my life is good. So
Right.
that's how I feel about sports now.
Right. Okay, I feel you. For me, like I said, I can answer that question too. Me, I just kind of watch game highlights because I am a Miami Heat fanboy in terms of basketball. Because I was following my man Dwayne Wade for the longest when Shaq went over there. That's when I joined. Not when LeBron joined, because that just made it even better when he did. Because I'm talking about this man was a freaking Allen
Chris
Iverson
Bosh.
on a mission. Yep, Chris
Yeah.
Bosh. I love Chris Bosh, man. That was a brother that played golf that I respect. I'm like, yep, Chris Bosh is really really good. And
You know who
like I
kicking
said,
up
I,
the
I
now?
oh
Rozon.
yeah,
He kicking up. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I follow, like you said, I follow what's going on. The Rozon is killing it. Bulls.
Mm-hmm. And I tell people like I think that's my favorite. And see the craziest thing, LeBron ain't even my favorite player is Dwayne Wade, and then it's the legends, and then LeBron is like second, but it's like the legends in there with them because I love Allen Iverson, I love my man Ray Allen, I love
Kobe,
freaking
man.
Kobe,
Hey,
definitely Kobe, man,
Michael
one of the
Jordan.
best.
Watch Jordan,
Michael
man.
Jordan,
Jordan.
yeah, mm-hmm. And those are the ones
That's
I would
crazy
always
watching
name.
basketball, man. When Jordan was playing, man, you had to watch those games, man.
Yeah, you had to watch those games. Until I had to go back and watch all his old games on YouTube. At least, bro, I'm like, what? This man was crazy. If I could have been
Yep.
there at the time, man, I've been in the crowd jumping like a schoolgirl at that time because it's freaking Jordan. All right, I guess. All right. I guess this. What is your favorite food, Mr. Barry?
Oh yeah, my favorite food I like sushi, sashimi, sashimi.
Sashimi.
So I
Okay,
love my favorite
sashimi.
is Japanese. My favorite food. I always tell my wife my last meal of my life will be sashimi because I
Okay.
love, and it's just beautiful, man. It's just a good food. It's just good.
I won't lie. I tried eel for the first time, and that was last year when I was in Florida, and that was the most addicting thing I've ever eaten in my life besides
What's that?
sushi. It
Sushi?
was eel. It was
Oh
ill.
yeah, hell yeah, that's on. Yeah.
Whew. That was good. I can't lie. I'm like, yo, from now on, whenever I get ramen, man, I want to think of eel. Forget the dumplings, man. Give me the eel. This is good right now, man. Oh man. If I get a wife to cook me some eel, Japanese cook some eel, bro, I'm gonna be like out in space if she does that. Because eel is really, really good, my man. Eel is delicious. I had to get, like, trust me, they had like 7, at least to my man Dante here. There was like 7 freaking 8 Japanese ramen restaurants in freaking Florida, bro. And I was in Tampa, and there was just like a whole bunch in my area that I could just go to. Ooh, I was in heaven when I had all them freaking restaurants. I'm like, oh my god.
Nice.
Yo, I'm like, bro, listen, if it's talking about what I would do on a bucket list, I'm going back to Florida and try to freaking around when I go over there.
Hey,
I would say
I
that.
know what you're saying, man. I was going to tell you, by the way, speaking to the ladies, I keep forgetting this, man. I keep forgetting to tell brothers. And the reason why I didn't bring her up here is because, of her age. But I actually have a sister-in-law. She's 33 years old, man. She's single. And she's working hard in Japan. And I didn't even tell my wife yet. I'm like, maybe I should introduce her to somebody. I don't know. Yeah, man. She's 33, man. And she's a nice girl, man. I think her height, she's about 5. I would say 5'1.5", 5'2". So
she's real short. Okay.
But I mean,
I
that's
thought you were gonna say
not.
5'4", actually. Oh, okay.
No, my wife is almost 5'4". I think my wife is a little bit taller than the average Japanese girl, but her sister, I would say, is like average Japanese girl height. In high heel shoes, she's still 5'4". But she's a nice girl, man. She just turned 33 this month. So I don't know why she's still single. I really don't. I think because she's just all she does is date Japanese guys. But then she doesn't have them in dates. She's very secretive about her dates. Because I think especially she's so busy at work, man, in Japan. She's a really good.
Yeah.
So she's doing really well. So
no, that's cool.
There, man, I don't know.
Hey, like, she might get picked up. I can't say she wouldn't if she's working that hard.
She's not in the right place to get picked up because she lives in Kanazawa. There's not a lot of Western over there. So I know she got low body count, and she's but she's a very smart girl.
Yeah. I can't see why she wouldn't get picked up at that point. If she's smart, and like, dude, there's no reason why she wouldn't get picked up. At least in my mind, I honestly.
They're intimidated by smart.
Yeah. And like I said, the way they regulate and articulate things. So yeah, definitely. Okay, so we got 2 more, and then I'm gonna let everybody come in here and they can ask my man Tony any question they want. All right, so what should men look for in someone who wants to be a wife?
Oh yes. So first of all, enthusiasm. Like when Dante goes out, you go out, you guys meet these females overseas, man, these other women, they got to be hanging on every word that come out of your mouth. And like jovial, like, hey, like a dog, like a lap dog. Wiping your mouth.
People are gonna
no,
they get to the situation. I got you.
I got a picture here, man.
Yeah, Tony.
I got a picture when I first met her that I keep in my office when this young, like 21-year-old girl, that look in the face, the way she looked at me in that picture, that's what got me. This was in Vancouver. We went to Vancouver for the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, man, Vancouver. Okay.
Yeah,
Vancouver.
We went
I gotta go there one day.
And that enthusiasm is what I think is what got me. The kindness and the enthusiasm, the caring, the wifeable. She was definitely wifeable, even though she wasn't looking to get married, but she was wifeable. I was the first man she ever met. She was wifeable. So I think that's what it really boils down to is how enthusiastic that they have to care about you.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You don't want a woman sitting there like this, doing this crap.
Oh.
What? Okay. Hey, hold up. My girlfriend. Can I get back? Back. You don't need that.
Nope.
No. I'm gone.
Hanging on Yeah, and you need her
Sayonara.
to answer you.
Yup.
You heard her say when you with her, oh, you remember? Oh, that's right. The other day, I know you was feeling kind of down the other day. You okay? Well, I noticed you was hungry. You okay? Well, you didn't like that food we ate the last time I brought you there, so I'm not gonna go there. Not the kind of woman that's gonna take you to the same place just because she like it.
Mhm.
Right.
She shouldn't take you there because you don't like it. Hey, Delvin, what's up, brother? Hey, yeah, Delvin, I gotta speak with him Thursday night, man. Yeah,
Oh,
that's me.
definitely,
That's
man.
six-figure dude, brother. What's going on? Yup, I gotta speak with him, man. Big time. Yup.
Nice to have you in here, Devin. Appreciate that, my man. Um,
Yeah.
okay, definitely, Tony. I agree with you. I think what I look for in someone, you did say enthusiasm. If she can, I'm not saying this is like a mixed basket when I hear this from guys and from girls, where it's kind of like, well, when girls said I want to be your motivator. I don't think there's anything wrong with that specifically. What I'm saying is when not you directing me what to do, but you just pushing me to do things. I mean, technically, this isn't a lot of freaking Japanese manga that they like to romance about, but it's a thing that she says she cheers you on to do things like that, not trying to give you like a lecture. She's just trying to help you out, literally. I don't think I mind that specifically. That's fine. That's not like to me. I think that's fine. I don't see anything negative about that. Because, like I said, it ain't like she barking orders at you. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, because
She's
a
being
BW
she's
is barking orders at you. It be barking orders. And you're like, I told you.
the black women are gonna hate me.
They're like a football coach. They're like a
But it's true though. No, but it's true. I never denied it. I never denied it. So I don't disagree with you because they say one thing and they mean another, and whenever they're trying to be happy and stuff, it just kind of wow. Because like even the coworkers that I work with, they're like nice, but they're the one in the million that I'm talking about. Like the majority is just kind of like you're trying to bark orders, and you got to stop that nonsense. Literally, there was a girl that was trying to be playful, and she sounded like she was about to be angry, and I'm like, no, I would not. Just from her voice, I could not grow up with her, or wouldn't even have a conversation with her.
Why you get
Just
angry?
because you're so loud.
If they're angry when you're single, they're gonna be mad when they get married to them. Every single day, they're gonna be walking around with a mean look on their face every day.
Right.
That's not what you
need. No.
And no.
Nah.
And the thing is, when you're trying to look for a partner, especially Dante, since he's in here, because I do want the brother to speak for himself too. But I think what I'm looking for in a specific, woman that wants to be a wife, and I've achieved everything that I've needed to do, and I'm looking specifically for someone. What I'm looking for someone is to raise my kids, who has motherly like qualities to raise my kids.
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking for. Like, that's the one thing that's really on my brain, and I tell my boys this all the time. That's what I'm looking for. She can listen. I'm okay. I'm not saying looks play a big factor in it, because to me that's secondary at this point. If she says she can do that and she looks like a 7 to me, I don't care. I'll take her. But the thing is, you have to understand. I tell people you gotta look for what's on the inside instead of the outside, and I don't mean like anything philosophical. I'm not talking about God or Jesus. I'm talking about how she speaks, the personality, the way she speaks, the way she talks to you. If she talks like a civilized person, you'd be a fool.
and you can
to not
take her
take her up on that front.
You can take her place.
Definitely, especially restaurants.
You can't take anywhere, man. There's nothing worse than that you scared what they're gonna say out of their mouth. You can't even bring them to your parents' house. You scared they're gonna say something stupid.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, a lot of guys, I tell people, don't be naive, but also don't be freaking paranoid either, because that's kind of gonna screw you over. Not kind of, it will screw you over. I won't hold back. It is going to screw you over. So don't ever think like that, because it's just like if you're going on with the idea of divorce within marriage, you probably shouldn't get married. Probably shouldn't be with her to begin with, if you're thinking that. So I always tell people, like, when you're looking for a partner, just make sure you're looking for someone with the intent of marrying, not the date of smashing her, because that can, like I said, that should be your main thing. Your intent should be to the intent for marriage later on, but you got to vet her, and Barry knows you got to vet.
That's what guys forget to do, man. They so busy looking at the booty, they forget to vet them. You gotta vet them,
and that's what screws you over.
Agreed.
Booty anywhere. Booty's a dime a dozen. This booty dropping out of trees. You know, it's
Facts.
commitment that you need. You need that commitment to raise your children and to take care of you. You know,
Right.
if it's
Exactly.
hot out, she got to be willing to walk out there when in the heat. Hey, it's hot. All right, well, let's go. We got to go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
it's too hot.
Exactly.
I
Honestly.
can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then,
Right.
but Jaylene can do it in China. She can do it.
Yeah, Maylene can do it.
Russia, she can do it. You know.
Yep. Right. And like I said, we literally have sisters that are black out there that can do it outside of America, but you told me the sisters here can't do it. Or like, or at least the majority of the ones that are labeled that is, they say that they don't want to do such and such. And I'm just like, come on, guys. Like literally. Like I've always said before, if it's an ugly couple that I have to deliver dog food for, I don't mind. But when it's like a young couple that can go out and go get it themselves, I'm like, I literally say this: you better get off your lazy ass and go get that damn fucking dog food yourself. You freaking, if you're 10 years younger than me, go get that freaking thing. I had to go get that when I was like freaking 13. You have no excuse. So it's just like I think I think you just want instant gratification, and if you're looking for that, well, you can stay here in the Western world for all we care. Us guys, all these guys, one is already married here. So this brother's already traveled more than I have, and I've traveled like to like 2 different places. We're like I said, we're specifically looking for is for women who can actually be good mothers, who've been raised to be good mothers, if anything.
Exactly.
So
That's the thing.
and
Raised good mothers, not women that's coming into her own, just rolling into
no,
it, just fake it,
Right.
act
Right.
like.
I've never. I hate
No,
that.
No.
I hate that
she's trying
saying.
to be like when
Me
I met
too. Me too.
looking at little babies, like, oh, that baby is so cute. And I remember me because I didn't want no kids at the time. So, why are you looking at that? I was
Yeah.
thinking, but my wife's like, oh, look at the little shoes. Oh, I like. That's when you can tell that those are the kind of women that want to have your children.
Especially if she started throwing you hints right away, and I,
Yep.
yeah, because I know a cat of mine who literally, she's married. Not she. He is married to this woman from Germany, and funny enough, I'll tell you guys later when I let other cats come on that I actually did meet a woman. I actually did meet a woman who's literally from Germany on a ranch in here, and the thing is, I don't think she's been corrupted by freaking America, and the reason why I say that because she works on a ranch in a barn. She spoke to me with the most feminine voice I ever heard. And her accent was wonderful. She was self-conscious about it. I said, sweetheart, you got a wonderful voice and I love your accent. I wouldn't, like I said, if I were you, I wouldn't change it for the world. Trust me, you got a wonderful voice and you got a wonderful accent. That's literally what I told her. And she walked off smiling.
Yeah.
That is what men educated brothers should walk into.
Yep.
Right.
For.
Right.
That. Like I ain't gonna lie, if I wasn't working, I would have stayed there and talked to her for 2 hours. I could do that. I would have did that, and that's like something that people have to really be sure to look for really. So like I said, when we're looking for like I said potential mates or anything like that, man. And I'm saying all these cats, if you are looking to get married, make sure you tell her off rip directly what you want, what it is you're trying to do. If she wants your plan, take her. If she ain't, hey, on to the next one. Exactly. On to the next one. On to the next one. Mm-hmm. And brothers, we've reached the last question today, and then we're gonna anybody can ask Tony any questions they want. How you doing, little man? How you doing?
How's it going?
Hi. Yeah, he's nice now.
Hey, man, that's a good kid right there. He's in great hands.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to see what
definitely.
Daddy like to let him up on, like, but I know he's kind of shy about stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh no, it's cool. Like I said, he's being raised into a wonderful man one day. Trust me, he's in good hands.
Definitely.
And every brother in the question, every brother in the panel can answer this question. What is your type of music?
Oh man, see, and that's because I listen to all kinds of jazz, blue lab beats,
yes,
fiddler. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I listen to hip hop, but my children, they really like jazz holdouts. Listen to
I like your kids.
Donald Byrd. My son's into Donald Byrd right now, man. He's listening to Donald Byrd, Blackbirds, Roy Ayers, man.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of that because I grew up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the modern stuff, like Azimuth from Brazil. They on Azimuth. I listen to world music like Philip Kretchen from Germany. I think he's from Switzerland. He's good.
Mhm.
48 East out of Toronto. Down to the Bone, man, out of England, man. They are on Incognito with Brother Bluey on the bass. Oh man, they Tony Remy and them, man, they be jam. That's a lot of music we listen to. And
Oh,
I get to,
definitely.
man, I get it all, like Cindy Brad, this saxophonist out of
Okay.
Chicago, this white girl,
Mm.
oh, that sax. Lately we've been listening to some big time Blue Lab beats and some Amp Fiddler and some Alpha Miss, man. Alpha Miss is jam.
Alpha Miss. No,
Alpha Miss,
listen, one of
yeah.
my
Yeah.
Alpha Miss is really
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah,
tell people,
definitely.
I told IP to listen to them because
and
they actually
Alpha
from where the
they
brothers
jam.
at.
Yeah, man. We
Mhm.
listen to good music, man. Good tune.
That's what's up.
My wife
Oh,
loved all the
man.
music we love because when I met her, I turned her on to a lot of jazz. Before she met me, though, she was she had a crush on Will Smith, who's my cousin. A lot of that music, man. That TLC. The Japanese girls grew up on that, man. They grew up listening
They
to that.
do. They do.
You know,
Definitely.
Mm.
I've been hearing about that too more and more from
and
my
they love
buddy
the jazz.
Gaia.
Man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got Japanese
oh,
have good ears,
ooh.
man. Japanese women,
Mm.
Japanese people, they have good ears. Music ear. They're not gonna listen to crap. And they don't buy crap. That's the thing you gotta know about these women, about the Japanese men. They're not buying junk. They got good eye and good taste. They recognize a good man when they see it. If it's a big man, they got to draw with you. They don't think you got to stop.
Definitely. And I'm actually glad that I kind of like that because for me, I've been integrated in their music since 2009, my man. I tell everybody, listen, all these young cats that are just not listening to K-pop or J-pop, bro. Listen, I was on this before. I was on this in 2009. Y'all late as heck before it became mainstream over in America. Y'all late.
They got this
Y'all
group
late
in
as
Japan
heck.
called Such Most. Oh man, they are beautiful, man. Such Most, Rip Slime, Kreza. I love Kreva, man. Kreva and my main man, Toshinobu, Kubota Toshinobu. I went and seen him in concert when I was in Japan before. This brother's 60 years old and he's still jamming. He plays all like soul music. He does soul. So he had a couple albums over here. He called himself Toshi. He had a couple albums in the States,
Toshi.
man. Yeah, he has sisters on there singing with him, man. They be like, yo, Toshi, stop playing around. He be singing, man. He got the R&B down. You be shocked when you go to Japan, man. You see brothers wearing earrings, the left ear. They know what to wear them at. You might see some with both, but you see a line with left. You see them with the garb they want. They definitely appreciate us, man.
Oh, definitely, man. Like, I gonna lie. Like one of the many songs of jazz, the jazz I tell people to watch, or like even just listen to. If anybody's played Persona 5 and you haven't listened to the soundtrack of jazz songs, yo, one of my coworkers is a huge anime buff. This man was listening to Persona 5 music and that jazz, and I'm like, bro, you like that? I'm like, yo, Joseph, man, you bumping my freaking Persona 5 over here, man. I'm like, that's what's up. Yeah,
hey, is that a Canadian jersey you wearing? By the way, a sweater, is that Dante?
No, it's Canadian.
Are you serious? I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Oh man.
Yo, Takashi. What's going on, brother?
What's going on with you, man? How you been, man?
Good, man. Just glad to be on the live stream. Didn't even notice you even had this going on until I was, fidgeting with my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, let me get on this. Yeah, and I subscribed too, so
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, brother. Like I wanted to do a stream. Like I said, I wanted to do a stream with my man Tony Berry because I've been trying to get him an interview, and I just want other cats to hear his story and hear different questions besides just chicks.
my bad, Takashi. I hear you.
No,
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right, baby.
That's right, Talon. I see you.
24
yeah, I see you guys.
24 titles, dog.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
But that's all right. That's okay. The blue, blonde, and rose, brother. Blue, blonde, and rose.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, so yeah. I'm just glad to be on here and just seeing the brothers, the heavy hitters, chopping it up, man. It's always an amazing thing. I just been busy. I haven't even really been chiming in on the whole IP thing, so I just been out of the loop. But I've been trying to keep it, somewhat communication alive by sending a text here, sending a little shout out here. Just let y'all know, man, I'm there for y'all. Like,
yo, man, thank you for being there, brother. I appreciate that,
yeah,
man. Like
man.
I said, that's real genuine love right there. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Hey, Tony, check this out. Check this out, Tony.
Porno.
Oh,
Okay.
you got that custom made. Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
I gotta do mine too because I like the new strip. I like the new kit, the tie string. I want that kit, man.
Yeah, man. I try to keep it authentic as much as possible. I had to do it. I got the C for captain.
Yup, I love it, man.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Yes, I like the authentic. This one, they say it's authentic, but I actually want to get the real heavier one. I really love that this kit. I love this color, man. I've been liking it since I was a kid, man. Since I was Guy Lapointe, Guy Lapointe, Ken Dry. I remember the whole history.
Okay, that's right, brother.
That's what's up. I
When
really,
I'm in my
like, I really like that.
going
That's
to
nice.
the Habs, baby. Going
For
to see the
sure. But yeah,
Oh,
no, Chris, just trying to chime in. Let's see. So I guess the question for me to both y'all is, what's the next move? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, okay, I can answer that if you want, Jay. So
go ahead.
right now in Japan, man, we got the pandemic, and then the Japanese, they get hit hard. I mean, their numbers aren't as big as ours, but still, to them, they're big. Because Japanese, they wear masks. They're not like a lot of these people over here, man, that don't even want to wear masks. They wear their masks, but they're having a big surge in the COVID and Omicron because a lot of military are spreading it around in Japan. American military bases are spreading.
Yeah.
So because they have different. See, the problem with this COVID, guys, is that everybody has a different, what I call a personal protocol. Nations have different protocols, but also people have their own protocols. And what I mean by this is like Faded, my neighbor, Faded around the corner. He may be going out to bars or whatever he want to go out with, doing his thing. Me, but he's trying to protect himself. But me, I'm not going out at all.
Right.
I mean, I'll just, I'm staying. I'm the only one that go shopping. I mean, I took my wife and them to a restaurant, but that was outside. But I'm mostly the one that goes shopping. I mostly go out and venture, do my thing, and bring it back to the house. My son will go to school and that's it and come back. So everybody has a different protocol, and that's why people end up getting the COVID because you're assuming that you're on the same wavelength.
Right.
Protecting each other, but you're just doing it in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the COVID is spreading so fast.
So does this mean that? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So does this mean that Japan is probably going to be shut down for like a longer period of time? Because I thought they were supposed to like reopen before the Armarion came. Like I guess like in the summer or something.
Yeah, the Japan is right now. The numbers aren't looking good, man, for Japan. And the problem with Japan, I got a partner over there that's at Yokosuka Naval Station in Yokohama, and he said they're on lockdown right now. The problem with Japan is that they have a pessimistic attitude when it comes to dealing with these kind of things. They're overzealous, they're overreactive, is what it is.
Right.
So because they know they have a very densely populated setup in their country where they only 25% of the land is only 25% of the land is arable in Japan. 75% mountainous. So most people live in those big plains like Tokyo, Osaka, So those areas are very crowded. Everybody that goes to work gotta take the train to work. Remember what I said earlier on this post, Jay? Japanese are mostly either working class or middle class. So everybody's living the same kind of lifestyle, if you will, as far as finance, as far as way of life. Which is what when I was there, but you're not gonna get rich, but at least you're not gonna not have nothing either. Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
You're gonna have something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So but right now, they're in the jam. I think once they get out of it, because everybody's always saying that the Omicron is already starting to turn in some parts of this country, and some parts of the world starting to turn. So once they get that turn, I think they should be okay by the summertime.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good to
Okay,
know. That's good to know because Japan is definitely on the list. The
Same here, bro.
must.
Me
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yes.
Right.
I
The
need to.
must.
Yeah, I need to go over there. I need to. If
And now here's
anything, I
the
need to go
thing:
over
you
there.
don't want to go there during the COVID. You don't want to go there when they got this protocol crap because
No.
what's happening is they're making you stay at the airport for 2 weeks quarantining no matter what.
Yeah.
And that
That's
ain't
what I
Okay.
heard.
because you can't even get on the trains over there. They got you airporting and busing to where you're supposed to go or want to go.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah,
don't
you
want
can't go to certain areas.
you don't
Yeah,
want
they
that.
telling us before.
You spending a lot of money going over there. You don't want that experience. You want to be able to get and go anywhere.
Yeah. No, true. No, most definitely.
Yeah,
Most
because it takes away from the
definitely.
experience. That's
We
what
want
it
to go
is.
everywhere too. We don't want to just go. I like taking the bullet train.
Sure.
I like.
I want to try that.
I've been on it 20 times already. I count how many times I ride this train.
Mm.
So I love that as opposed to flying from Tokyo to Niigata. No, I want to take the
Yeah.
train.
Yeah, man. I've
Yep.
actually wanted to go on the bullet train too. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask Tony. So, considering that we can't go to Japan, but what on the Western Hemisphere? What is it, or if there is any? Where would you recommend like a nice place to go if you're trying to, I don't know, socialize with Japanese girls? I guess like
Oh yeah. You mean
Hmm.
here in the U.S. While we're in the U.S.?
yeah, like Canada, U.S. Like yeah.
Right now, it's not good. The reason why I'm saying that is because they're not able to come over here either.
Okay.
Like
That's true.
they can because usually where I live in the Northwest, man, Japanese girls they come here a lot because they feel
That's
like
what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's supposed to be safe. So like my wife was going to go somewhere else for her school training, but her mom recommended she come to Seattle. That's how we met.
Okay.
She heard it
Oh,
was safe,
okay.
so they're going to go to places that they consider safe and friendly for them to hang out at.
Got you.
I like
Seattle has
that. I like
always
that.
had
That
that
makes sense.
reputation of being friendly to Japanese.
Right.
Shit,
Yeah.
I should go
Okay.
to Seattle then. Shoot.
Yeah, I know. That's what it's funny because I
Right?
was thinking the same thing. Like,
Mhm.
see, because I've heard just by word of mouth, that Seattle is like the go-to place. Like if you're trying to meet like some genuine Asian girls,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
just very broad, not specifically Japanese, but just Asian in general. Like, I wouldn't really recommend the Bay Area because the Bay Area is just,
Mm.
It's
no,
and it,
not the Bay Area. But no,
Yeah.
I
Going
was
on?
just,
What you mean?
hey,
Yo,
hey,
Devin, what's
hey,
up?
what's up, Devin? What's going on?
What's
What's
going
up,
on,
Joey,
man?
What's up? Go to your stream on
Not
Thursday.
much, man. Glad to see y'all, man.
hey,
Yeah,
have a
glad to
good
see
one.
you too. Oh, Devin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
we got.
Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah, it was quiet for a minute. I was like, is he still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Moment of silence.
yeah. I was just like, wait, is his mic all right? I'm like, okay, just to make sure. No. But I agree with Tony. Like, literally, if they are in Seattle more so than not, then that's probably the best place to go travel to go get them. And plus, we're
Right.
in the U.S., so in the U.S. we ain't got that much of money to really be spending on, so we'll be all right for the most part.
Well, you
But
know what?
yeah,
In Seattle area, you got to understand how this area works. Is so like we got this beautiful city called Bellevue, which is right across Lake
Mhm.
Washington. Seattle and Bellevue share Lake Washington. So you got Renton, Seattle's on the west side, Renton, Bellevue, Kirkland up top,
Mhm.
which is also a nice place to go. That's where you usually go see your high class ass up there because a lot of the sports guys live up in that area. So a lot of the Japanese girls will tend to hang out in Bellevue more so than Seattle because Bellevue is even safer than Seattle, and it's an
Okay.
affluent city. So it's affluent. So if you went to the Bellevue Square or Lincoln Square, you run into a lot. I met my wife in Bellevue, so usually a lot of them hanging out in Bellevue.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Bellingham?
Bellingham, you'll see some from the university up in Western Washington. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
Bellingham is always nice. Bellingham, not just Japanese, all the women up there are pretty nice.
Right.
They
Right.
got the competition.
Okay.
Canadians go down there a lot before, so that even if they're not coming down right now, that mentality in Bellingham, I noticed, is different from Seattle. The women look better, they take better
Okay.
care of themselves because it's almost like you in Canada when you're in Bellingham.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're very
Yo,
friendly.
I'm about to type that down. This I said Bellingham and Bellevue. Thank you, Bellevue.
Yeah. No.
No, Bellingham
Yeah.
is over us. Bellingham is over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And
That's
how
just
far?
okay, that's what's not. Go ahead, bro.
How far north is that from Seattle? Is that like 30 minutes out, or?
It's 66 miles north of Seattle. So
Okay.
I would say driving is about a good hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
get some-
Yeah,
well,
I
you
can do that.
Not too bad. Not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like funny up, guys. I'm in South Carolina, but I'm 3 hours from Georgia, and that's like nothing to me. So 2 hours is like really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. That's right.
Really bad because I've been to Atlanta, Georgia before. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're right by me.
Were you out there in Atlanta too? Devin, you in South Carolina?
Wait, you're in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh,
Oh,
you're in
shit.
North
I was just
Carolina?
in
Oh, bro,
Miami.
you're above me. You're above me. Yeah.
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina you in?
I used to live in South Carolina though. That's where my parents are from.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
All
right.
right.
I went to Clemson, so I was
Oh,
right
you-
Oh,
there
you
in
in
North Carolina.
Clemson?
Yeah.
Yo, man, the most overhyped but best football college team probably right now. every year they got freaking dude. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love people in South Carolina here because they just believe that the Gamecocks is this good. They're not. That's why I go deliver to everybody, and they got more. There's more Clemson fans than there are freaking South Carolina fans. And I've always said, yo, listen, you can't beat the orange. You might as well eat it at this point. So
Yeah. You know, one thing I
seriously.
was actually
Bama. Bama got that butt kicked.
the one thing that was actually amazing about Clemson, man, the Japanese culture over there was actually really great.
Oh, really?
There's
Oh,
like a lot
wow,
of
really?
I was actually in the Japanese class, and man, they were really nice, man. Compared to like the other girls outside in other classes, man.
Mm.
Oh
Mhm.
my goodness, man.
Oh, that's nice. I'm
Yeah,
glad
I've
you had
always
your
wanted to
experience.
just travel to Japan.
Mhm.
Jay,
Yeah,
where are you at
definitely.
again?
Oh, I'm in South Carolina, my man, and his
South
brother's in
Carolina.
North Carolina, so he's above me right now, which is
Right,
crazy. I'm
right.
like, yo,
Oh, okay,
brother,
right.
hold on. Let me ask him a quick question since we had that storm. Yo, man, did anything get freezing over for you, bro? When you had that ice storm Sunday?
Oh, are you talking about me?
Yeah, since you're on the East Coast with me.
I'm actually near like Wilson area in North Carolina.
Oh, okay, I got you. Because I know it hit all this area over here, but it's mostly if you were like in New Jersey, you get the worst of it. Here we just got
Oh,
like
yeah.
ice literally in our backyards. Like it was like mounds of freaking ice on them, freaking broken twigs, and freaking branches and stuff. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? Yeah, I had to go help my parents earlier I had to go help my parents earlier with their yard earlier because they had all that stuff that fell down, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta go there help
Oh
them
man.
because
Brother,
yeah, man, it like chunks
brother,
of ice.
so bad, man. Imagine what our ancestors were going through. Imagine what our ancestors were going through. They didn't have no shelter. They still had to pick
Yeah.
their cotton, tobacco. And in South
Oh
Carolina,
yeah.
I got people from South
Mhm.
Carolina too. South Carolina, they got that what they call that blade, that sharp grass, that'll cut your butt on the feet. I don't know what they call it.
Mhm.
You ain't escaping from nowhere, buddy.
Damn.
Nah.
You cannot run out of there, man. They some backbreaking work in Carolina, man. Backbreaking.
Mm. Yeah.
Yikes. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I've actually never really been on the East Coast except for a layover in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Now, I've never really been out to the East. Like, the furthest I've been out that way is probably Atlanta.
It's
Okay,
a
yeah, I've been to yeah, it's a difference. Yeah, because to Tokyo knows because Tokyo the shout out to your place, man. I've been to DC before and I've been to Baltimore. At least when I was a little bit younger, like when I was like 15 to 17, I visited those places and I've been to Mississippi, New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been I've been majority of those places in the East area, more than the South part. I haven't been to The only place I've not been to the West. Period. I've not been to Texas, and even though I got a cousin that stays in Austin, Texas. And I got a cat somewhere in Oregon, I don't know how I don't know how he does it over there, but he's like, yo, man, I'm good. I'm a survivalist. I'm good. That man is in the mountains right now, and he's chilling. Literally
In
chilling.
Oregon?
Beautiful country.
Yes.
In Oregon?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's what he told me.
Oregon's kind of crazy. Oregon's kind of crazy on the
is.
deal. You know,
It
it's
is.
like for a West Coast state, it's kind of it's pretty. It's like
Alabama West.
exactly.
He's right.
Remember
Exactly,
now,
that's
they
what
didn't want us in Oregon for years. They didn't even want you to be enslaved.
That's
over
true.
there.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And see, brothers got to know their history because California in 1850 almost became a slave state. You know why California never became a slave state? Because the people out there during the gold rush were afraid that the white man from back east in the south was going to bring 10 brothers with him to pick gold.
Mhm.
Gold while they only against their one. So that's why California never became a slave state.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like I said, I always say people need to go back to where their roots because technically there's a black brother in Japan that we didn't know nothing about. If you check out our history, which is Yasuke, that black samurai brother, which literally it's real. And I'm saying like like I said, we're literally in other places. It's just that it's up to you to do the research to go find us. And the thing is, they don't hate us because we didn't try to freaking bomb them out of existence. Because we actually helped one of the feudal lords at the time, which is crazy.
Sure.
I saw a TV show in Japan where the Japanese guy was like, well, black man didn't try to bomb us. You know what I'm saying? They know, trust me, they know. Brothers treated them nice, man. We treated them good. White boys were on top of them. They have, people don't understand, man, these cultures, they have good memories. They have good memories that have passed down for centuries. I saw a Japanese drama last night, on Martin Luther King Day. They said something in that drama that freaked me out. The guys, one part he said in there, oh yes, I want to win because I have a dream. And we all know Martin Luther King said I have a dream. And it was taking place in 1964 during that, it's a drama of 100 years in Japan. It's beautiful.
Wow.
He said, I have a dream in the middle. So he was getting the message to the brothers that was watching the drama. Hey, we hear you. We feel you. That's how they communicate with us. They do it subtly.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I find that's kind of interesting.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
I was just going to say, I find that kind of interesting because, I mean, we've always exercised humanitarian, we've always been on a humanitarian level as blacks, as black people. We've never tried to invade. We never try to suppress anybody. If anything, we try to uplift them. We try to help them out of their situation. I mean, you can go back all the way back in history. I mean, we've always done that. So, I mean, I find that just kind of interesting. I find that kind of interesting how, I mean, I just find it interesting. It's just, I just don't see why anybody would have any animosity towards black people. I mean, again, I haven't traveled that much. I'm not that educated, in different cultures or in different areas and how they perceive us or whatever. All I'm really going on is by word of mouth. But I just always kind of found that interesting. You figured we'd be, I wouldn't say adored, but you figured we'd be accepted with open arms because of our track record. I mean,
no, you're right, brother. I lived in a lot of countries and been around, man. Trust me, brothers get treated really well around the world. We really do. We're accepting. I mean, a lot of time I go place with white people, man, or friends or something, and you could tell people don't want to be with them. They're like, oh, okay, you good. Hey, man, you come over. They want to be with you because they know they worry about no crap. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of these people that fought the war against the Americans, they still feel a little bit under
hostile.
I would imagine
they got to go with the steam issue.
Yeah.
But they don't have that against us because there's no image of us dropping nukes on Hiroshima or Nagasaki. We didn't fly those planes. They wouldn't let us fly the planes.
And that's funny you say that, Tony, because I think that's why America puts out the propaganda with us blacks being vicious, gangsters, or we'll rob you. It's I feel that's why they keep putting that out there because they're like, man, these guys are just, I mean, I gotta at least make them look bad because of all the shit I've done. I'm talking about, the
Right.
other. But I just find that kind of interesting because all the propaganda they put it, because, for example, I've heard like people from different countries say, "Oh, you guys are all gangsters out there." It's just like, no, no. And even
Well,
if we
no,
was, like, we kind of have like a legitimate reason to like, I mean, a legitimate reason in the sense
reasonable.
of like,
Some reason, but not a lot. I would say
I
that.
mean, when you got a regime constantly coming at you and like, doing all this bad stuff to you, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like,
And
that's
I
how
do agree with
gangs
you.
form. And it's funny
Yeah.
because they talk about the Italians and the Irish, how they went through it, and that's why they formed their gangs and did all what they did. But it's just like, you guys, hey, hey,
But yeah, man, I actually found it interesting how in America, man, they're always talking about race, man. Kind of got to the point where it's really annoying to the point where you want to go somewhere you
Gotcha.
feel appreciated.
Yeah, you're right,
and
brother.
yeah, you definitely want to go to where you appreciate it.
I don't know where you've been, Calvin, but as a black man, being around the world, brother, it's no better feeling, man, than getting out of this country, man. I'm telling you.
It really
The way
is. I agree.
Whatever in the drink, just go to a restaurant, just go to a cafe. People just treat you with respect, man. There's none of this crap, none of this looking at you like, like you don't belong. Like, I said, I live in a nice home, I drive a nice bed, making good money, but people still look at me like I don't belong. I always get that, oh, what you hear, look. But I don't
right,
get that look when I'm in other countries, man. Japan, I just sit down, I'm expecting good service. I get good service.
J-Bo.
Every single moment.
Right.
They're going to treat you
And
the
I agree
same
with
way
you.
they treat the other Japanese customer coming in. They bow to me when you walk in the store. That's time I say it. The
Respect.
same. There's no difference, brother. No.
Right. And the thing is, to touch my man Dante's point, what he said earlier, which I agree with you to like Tokyo64, where it's like, I said my friend, this was 60s, and you go to see the freaking Godfather. Luke Brox is a freaking thug. He ain't no white thug. He a freaking thug. And I told my friend, listen, there were white thugs long before there were black thugs. So let's just get that very freaking point clear.
Thank you.
So this
Thank you.
and the fact that term has been used synonymously with black people, that shit is historically inaccurate.
Right.
And you can't even debate that. Well, you can't debate that with nobody. Because like I said, because obviously the gangsters are like, most especially with the white guys, because back then, the gangsters were the white guys back in the day who had the thugs underneath them who were doing their dirty stuff or whatever. I said, so it's a thug. It's not a slur or an occupation. Exactly what he said. A thug means you're a button. You're a push man. You work for a gangster. And so it's not a so a lot of cats do not know this. And the reason why I paid attention and why I watched all the Godfather movies, I literally learned that just from watching that movie. And I'm like, so if that's what happened, so you're telling me before we were still in chains and they were acting like that back in the day, oh, you got us all effed up, making us think that we created this. Y'all bastards created this. We didn't create this. We stole it. I'll say that. And just adapted it and just used it for our advantage.
When we freed
Exactly.
ourselves, because they didn't free us. My second great granddaddy freed us. Your second great granddaddy freed us in the Civil War. What they gonna do when we freed ourselves? We got no gun, we got no 40 acres, we got no mule, we got no money, and then they said, "All right, get out there, go live, go live out." Where? What? With what? When you got these people out there taking land like L.A., San Francisco, all the good real estate. Now they rich. You still paying somebody's family because you driving through San Francisco on the interstate. Somebody's still getting rich off of that interstate.
Yep.
Off that railroad.
Exactly.
But yet, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand. We built this country. Technically, we did because of this blessed sweat of black people, minorities of Mexicans, a whole bunch of different things people did all this. But I know majorities, whether we did do certain things, enough of it in certain places. So the United States was not built off freaking the white man's hard work or whatever. No nonsense BS. I will never believe that. It was made off the freaking back split, sweat and tears of the black man. So I do not want to hear that crap.
You know what's crazy about that too is we came here involuntarily. So when they put us in the category of we're all immigrants, we all came here, we're all immigrants, we all went through it. It's like, well, our story's a
Wrong.
little different. We came here involuntarily. We were
Involuntarily, facts.
subjugated. We were robbed, and then we were told, pull up your bootstraps and make the best out of it. Oh yeah, and try to get around the whole white supremacy thing and try to figure out how to get yourself
burnt down. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're wildly fit.
I mean, and it's so asinine. It's just like when you think about it, and then like, okay, you go on, okay, like for example, like in relationships, like BWs, for example, let's go there. BWs. Like one thing that kind of irks me is like I feel like they don't realize like what's really going on. You know? Like the whole attitude, or you need the whole superficial, you need to be like this, you need to have this. It's like, well,
And used against us.
why can't we just grow? Like we can build. Haven't we shown that in like through time? We can build something out of nothing and make something like monumental. You know?
And Dante's very facts, bro.
It just kills me. It kills me. That's why SBM all day. That's why. Like, I mean, like, sorry, I just get emotional on that.
No, bro. I agree with you.
You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with you.
You know why we messed up, don't you? And they messed themselves up too. The white man, his biggest mistake in this country was not bringing the brothers along with him. Because he could have had it set up to where all men can be landowners. Yeah, we work in the fields for 5 years or whatever, servitude, and then we get our freedom and then we build our nation as men.
Yep.
Because they stepped on black men, now they got females coming in their faces with this equal rights and all this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have it, but I'm just saying that they have weakened themselves as men because they did not clarify man.
Exactly.
They're on a chopping block. They're on a chopping block now. And listen, I've always said this before, and that's why I said this is why I like Morpheus from freaking Matrix. He said, funny thing, fate is not doesn't have someone of irony to it, because what goes around comes around. And this is what you did. Like I said, everything has consequences in life. This is the consequence, that the price that you paid for it. So therefore, you get to suffer along with everyone else. And trust me, karma is a bitch full and full. So,
you got those, you know those January 6th capitalist, racist, Confederate flag carrying motherfuckers out there. That was on the 6th.
Oh man,
here too.
They are like us in only one way only. They are conservative, which means they want to be men. If they were smart, they would find a way to unite with people like us, with minus their BS. And then they could literally get their country back the way they want it to be, the way they need it to be. The problem is they push us out, which is quite a bit of men. Okay, and then they want to do their other thing. Okay. Oh man, brother, I gotta roll, man. Y'all can talk. Nice talking with y'all, brothers. My dinner's ready, man. I gotta roll.
All right. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you joining us, brother.
No
and
problem,
thank you for
brother.
spending out.
Seven see Thursday, brother. Thursday,
no
man.
problem.
Thanks, brothers.
All right, you be well, sir.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, brother. You too, man.
Salute.
Yeah, buddy.
Definitely, my man.
All
That's
right,
what's up.
Cool.
Take care, man.
And you know what? I also wanted to throw this in real quick. You know, when they talk about like being patriotic and all this and all that, you know what? I think us brothers are probably the most patriotic people in the nation. Because if you think about it, with everything that we've gone through and everything and all the wrongdoing that has been happening to us, we are still there to say, I forgive and I will work with you if you're willing to work with me. Haven't we shown that? I mean, if that is patriotic, we fought in all the wars. I mean, we built the country. I mean, and we're still able to say, yeah, you know what? If you are whatever, if you're nice or whatever, I'm willing to back you up and have your back. After all the, just it just kills me. And so whenever I think when people say, "Oh, we're patriotic," or "They're patriotic," or I'm talking about the others or whatever, I'm like, well, you guys don't define that. I think me personally, I think the brothers define being a patriot more than anybody. And I'm not saying that with a badge of honor or anything, but it's just when you think about it, it's like what other type of people has shown the loyalty?
Yeah,
You know,
I actually agree. Who's actually, who's literally put the flag on the ground, who's literally put their 10 toes down and actually shown that they've actually, they actually go along with what you've been preaching the whole time. The difference is you overshadow those people and just saying, well, because such and such back in the day they can't be trusted, or negative stereotype or whatever, that we can't trust them. And I'm like, screw that bullshit, because we've been here a long time, and also brothers can build some shit. Let's just be real. We have
Oh yeah.
can build some shit. Trust me, I've never been a believer of it until like just last year. I'm like, we are definitely builders. Because
yes,
because back in the time we didn't have the technology that we had, but we were able to build a community before they separated black women from us, and we were working and things were working. Yeah, we're builders. There's nothing to suggest that we are not. Now
I mean,
currently nowadays people would disagree, and the thing is,
of course,
guess what? You talk about the stupid people. You talk about the educated people who actually can build some stuff. Literally.
sure.
I'm talking about, like, I'm not talking about plunging your toilet or whatever. I'm talking about like actually building your own dresser, building probably more than that, building the shed from scratch. I could probably do that, honestly. Usually, if you gave me the blueprint and give me the nails, I would just do that. I'm like, give me the nails. I'll start on that right now, and I might be halfway done with it through half the day, and be able to get it done. Like I said, because I've always hated when people. No, I'll let you go in a second, brother. But like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, bro. But the thing is, I personally hate it when people, or well, not just people, when women. I literally hear just women saying, "This is a woman bashing," because I don't bash women on my channel. But I hate the stigma that says men are trash or we don't need men. Sweetheart,
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the strong independent.
Kevin Samuels has preached this many times. Without men, if we shrugged, you would all die. And I agree with him, because let's be real. Sweetheart, you're not Wonder Woman. This isn't Themyscira. You can't build the Amazonians are all fictional for a damn reason. And if there was a matriarchy back in the day, they collapsed by itself because of because of y'all did it. Y'all did it, not us. We didn't do shit. And if you look them up, y'all failed. So you got to stop this nonsense saying you don't need men. Men and women were brought in this woman to work together as a parent, not separately.
Yes.
But the difference is if we did, I'm saying this, I'll say this, if we did, let's say we magically had some freaking thing that separated us. Okay. I tell them this. All the men who broke the internet and the cell phones and the computers and the buildings, the Mexican men, all of them too, you put us all together on an island. What do you think we're going to do? We would have America. We would have our own version of America and have our own freaking apartments and stuff. All the appliances that were made, we would all be able to build it. Because guess what? There's a lot of electrician brothers out there. There's a lot of IT brothers out there. All of them would come together, and what we have to do is give us the plan of how to do it. It'll be done. We would be able to get it done. And I'm not saying you ladies don't have any substance. Of course you do, but the difference is if you're saying you don't need men, then why don't you build everything from scratch by yourself? Don't live in America, live on an island, and then build the mascara. Which good luck with that shit, because that's not gonna work. Because all y'all ladies would kill each other, and I know that would.
Yeah, no, serious.
They would kill each other. Monday women would kill each other. They can't even get along for shit.
Yeah, it's interesting too.
And actually, I'll be honest. If Kim was on the island, y'all try to kill her.
No, most definitely. Most definitely.
Don't think they'll go to Kim like, okay, Kim lead us? Like, no, she can't lead y'all. The only thing she can do is create those products for you. If she but she gonna have to go get herbs and all this if she knows where it actually came from. I doubt it. So when I hear nonsense like that, to me, first of all, you're disrespecting men in the military when you're doing that, and I refuse to let y'all do that shit because my father and my brother are in the military. So you gotta shut your damn mouth with that because you deserve to get slapped for that.
Right.
Because that's disrespectful to one's grandfather and father. Number two, you're literally shitting on the people who have sacrificed the backbone of their lives in order to make this country to be where you're in right now. And you're saying you're hurt by those men. Are you BSing? Without those men, you wouldn't be living in the place you lived in now. So what are you talking about?
Right.
So whenever I hear that stuff, I do so much
It's like
not
a turn
to
off
use
for
my
me.
cool. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same here.
Not even a turn
Same
off.
here.
Not even a turn off, man. It's like I'm about to explode on you, but I'm like, I do
Yeah,
my best to hold people like that. I do my best to hold peace.
yeah, right.
Just please listen to me. I do my best to hold peace. But when you say some stuff like that, if I was a woman, I'd have backhanded you right in your face. Because that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you need to learn now, the one thing you need to learn now is gratitude and humbleness.
Yes.
And respect.
Yes.
Because you lack that right now. If I were to, trust me, because this is why my father's teaching is so ingrained in me. If I were to say some nonsensical BS about military men, my father slapped me in the back of my head or in the face like you should.
Yep.
And the reason why is to teach you respect, to respect the honor people who have passed away. Because if you talk about imagine about somebody's father like that.
Yes.
They're gonna think of you like you're a disgusting scum of a human being because you did that. So whenever ladies say that, I think you're a despicable human being.
I agree.
I do think that. I don't care if you're misguided at this point. I don't care anymore. You should never. Those words never come out of those. And Kevin Samuel said this too. I'm gonna let Dante go. He talked to this military woman. He said, "All I know is that you should not be this freaking sour at 22. They don't make no damn sense. It really don't. You're 22. That should not make any sense for you." And she's complaining, "Oh, I don't like working with men and all this stuff." And I'm like, "You gotta stop." I'm like, "Okay." Okay, I pretty much toned her out when I heard that. And I'm like, Kevin Samuels, you're right. They should not be sour at 22, let alone 18. That don't make no damn sense to me. But yeah, and I guess my biggest hope is like for the brothers here that are on this panel, also brothers who are watching me. The ones that are misguided, I cannot help and I will not save because they've made their choice. So like I said, consequences. Like I said, you made your bed, now you got to eat it. The same would be said of me if I made a mistake. I got to take the consequences of my actions, and I definitely will, because I'm not above owning up stuff that I've done. So things. So the brothers here that are trying to just who are just trying to find peace and like when we say peace, I was on a stream yesterday. When we say peace, we really mean just talk to us civilized and talk like a girl. Be civilized and just speak like a regular person. Funny I said regular person, but like just tell like you have some common sense. That's all that is.
Right.
Like that's all we're asking. If you could just do and that's bare common basic minimumness. That's why I'm getting triggered. It's so basic and basic. You can't even do it. Well, no, he did. This dude did. This motherfucker did sense to me. Oh, this not like stop. I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm outie.
Yeah.
I want to hear that
drama.
Exactly. Not even just your drama. Your trauma is not my responsibility to fix. And I was on Dennis's channel when I said this. It's not our responsibility to fix that. You use your job to get freaking professional help to get that fixed, to do the change from within, and to follow everything that therapist is telling you to do. So you can wash all the BS from your previous relationship and start coming new with the new one. But it's rare if they come out really, really nice. That's rare. If it does happen,
it so is. It so is. I want to. I'm not Donovan. I don't want to talk if you want to get something in. I don't want to just, what I mean.
Go ahead, brother.
But
peace.
I wanted to say this when we were talking about building. I remember when I was at a park here in my hometown or whatever. I was reading a book, and this Native American guy came up to me, and he was the educated guy. He went to school and all. And he traveled throughout the nation, and he just randomly started talking to me. He was talking to me about the Black contribution to this country. And he was just like, what never gets talked about? He goes, when you go to the South and you go to the Midwest and the East Coast, he goes, what never is talked about is your guys' work and what you contributed to the structure of buildings and the carpentry of the houses and the old Victorians. I was like, interesting. He was like, yeah. He goes, that is never talked about. He goes, the
Never.
fine work and how these houses were constructed. He goes, it just blows my mind. He goes, I was even flabbergasted by it. He goes, I was completely amazed. The carpentry, the artwork, how it was built, how it was put together, the foundation, everything. He goes, it just doesn't get talked about. He goes, but that is what your ancestry has done. He goes, I am, as a Native American, he goes, I'm forever grateful and impressed. And then he was just going, in deep in the details. And I was just like, I've never heard of this. He was like, I never knew about it. He goes, until I was exposed, and then I read up about it. And he was just blown from it. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that was pretty surprising to me, because who built all their houses back in the day? Who built all the infrastructure? It was all us. We were all, that was just like, oh, that was just kind of like riveting. You feel it. It's just like, damn, like, wow, like something that just doesn't get talked about.
Right. It's like something that we always got to keep in reminder that we always play a factor. Never forget that we always played a factor.
Right.
I'm not, like I said, in a sense of never belittling us, I've never been doubting ourselves. I think it's a way of doubting ourselves. But when people bring it up, like what you just said, like I said, we did the work back in the day. Doesn't mean that we can't do it now. We just have to get back to like that core system of what, especially for men, because I can't speak for every man, but I will speak for the brothers here. I would say we get back to that old school way of just doing our hard work like our grandfathers, but also to know what they did, what was their mindset, what made them do such and such. And the thing is, I know they had guidance from the previous father and their mother in order to shape them to be some way. But I've always said it didn't come from being single by themselves. It's because they had the unity of the man and woman to show them of what they need to do and what they need to look for in either a partner or a spouse. So that's why I said unity together, the yin and yang always works. Hence why I preach it on there in Asian culture, because I really believe it in the choice of sayings. Because your darkness and she is your light. Her femininity energy complements your masculine energy, and she can, with her feminine energy, literally bring it down in order for you to be relaxed and not to be soaked in rage, anger. Just so, because her soothing voice and her soothing nature, she should be the flower that relaxes you.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, we don't come to bring drama towards her or whatever. Even if I had a bad day at work, I've always said, babe, I'll never bring that home. And I said, if you happen to have to ask me something that day, let me go to the shower and wash off the BS from work. I'm good. I left it in the shower. After I left it, you got my time. Let's speak. So you got. And I said, if you give me that, trust me, you got my time. It's simple enough. And that's why I said I'm reasonable. But the difference is I'm not leading with emotion or anger.
Right.
Even though, like I said, even though it's like I might have had a very stressful day, and it's probably lingering in my head for a little bit. The difference is I want to listen to my lady because she can be calm, and hearing her voice will probably. I'll worry about the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, that was whatever. We're about tomorrow. No,
right.
Tomorrow.
Question for y'all.
Right now.
Sure.
So, what are y'all's travel plans for 2022?
Travel
What
plans?
are y'all thinking?
I'm still doing Costa Rica this year. Me and my boy, I think we're gonna do it in the summer. We're not gonna do it in February because of certain things. We had to change it up because of him because he's in college right now. He went back to college, and he said he's setting up for when he could be free on the summer for that semester. We could just be done. So we're probably going to be there for 2 weeks more often than not. In a week, we're going to be there 2 weeks once we purchased everything, and then after that, I think my next travel place. I think I really need to go to the Philippines next afterwards.
Yeah.
Brother, like listen. There's like multiple cats on YouTube who've been talking about this lady. She's from Philippines herself, and she's been preaching kind of a little bit what your brothers have been talking about. And the thing is, the women over there are feminine as hell, and they like to be married towards men. They don't care what race. They're peaceful, and guess what? And they're not materialistic. That's the best part. Like their outfits, everyday outfits are probably like below $10 compared to over here. They don't need like lavish post purchase, any of that nonsense. And I remember I've actually talking to a Philippine, a woman from the Philippines before. I've talked to her multiple times. And the thing is, yeah, everything IP had on that one stream we had, like, hey, check. I was like, yo, okay. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's
definitely.
the thing, man. Because if
You know
you
what?
make
To answer your
American,
oh, sorry, my bad.
oh,
My
you're
bad. Go
fine.
ahead.
Because if you make the American money here and take that overseas to like Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, man,
Mhm.
you're living a luxury already, man, just from having that currency.
Right.
So
Because it's worth a
that's
lot
why I
more over
really,
there.
yeah, that's why I'm really promoting getting like a remote job and then
Yep.
using that remote job to get over the seas and start a business
Yep.
online, such
And
as
that's
like
what I want to do.
e-commerce. That's
Yeah.
what I do. I do e-commerce. I sell dress clothing for athletes.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay.
so
Oh, that's
eventually I'm
nice.
getting like the high value men's suits and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
All
great
right,
thing for the
Devin.
brothers
That's
out there.
nice. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You know what? That's
Nice.
funny. Not to, I'm sorry if I cut you off, but that's
Uh-uh.
actually what I'm trying to get into is the remote. I'm
Hmm.
literally trying to get into. I'm trying to adapt whatever skills I need to do to get
Me
remote.
too.
Like
Me too.
that's like my sole focus right now is to get remote. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
definitely.
I
Definitely.
I'm the desktop support right now. So
Mhm.
it's cool. I'm just now getting into the whole IT field. So I haven't really been in it long time or long enough, I should say. But I'm really trying to get there.
You want to
Like,
know a secret, Jim?
yeah, give it to me. All
Um, use
Mhm.
flex jobs for like because all those jobs are remote jobs, so you actually working in you make good money while working
Mhm.
overseas. So that's like probably like the best like app to actually get a remote job and actually work overseas. Because most American companies want you to work in the U.S. Because I actually work for TurboTax right now. That's basically a
Okay.
remote job, remote home, work from home job. Um,
Mhm.
I've just been doing that while I'm trying to invest in my clothing brand. So getting that out there. Because the thing about my job here, though, it's American based, so I can travel anywhere inside the U.S. But I can't go overseas, which sucks, man. So I'm
Mm,
pretty much just going to be doing that for quite some time. Just get some savings up and running, and then eventually, hopefully, my clothing brand takes off as well, so I can actually travel overseas as well. Because I really don't
right.
want to be staying in the Western world,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I
It's
know.
crazy over here.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
quick
it's crazy.
question. What type of certificates would be, I don't know, I guess in high demand if you wanted to start with the remote? Like
Um, if
like
I'm going to, 'cause I know, if you're like trying to just get a remote job just out the jump, usually customer support is really the way to go.
okay.
That's just like the entry level,
Right. Right.
and then you
Okay.
start showing more skills as well. So, my old profession, I used to be like an electrician as well as
Hmm.
a web designer. So I used to do like websites and stuff as well. So that's actually a good position, but
Okay.
that's really competitive industry though. So you do have to have some certifications as well. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the goal. Remote. Definitely. Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine, brother. Yeah, like that's something I wanted to do too. I think the thing is, like I said, when I was talking about Tony Berry, me paying off my loans was just what I'm doing when I go over to this new job. Like there's the benefit of paying it off for me, as
Hmm.
long as I have to be there like about like what I think I have to be there like 2 years, and then it's gonna be fully paid off at that point. I just have to be there. I
Okay.
just have to be there and do my job. That's really what that is. I mean, technically it's a scapegoat. You have to have skills for that. I'm very athletic too, so I can still do that job. I just got to pass my test. Once I do that, and they pay for you while you're taking the classes and everything, all that stuff. Because
Right.
yeah, it's been because they held off loans until May this year, which is fine with me because I
Oh.
get enough time. Yeah, they held it
Okay.
off, pushed it back to May,
oh
so
yeah.
that's a good thing. So it's like yo,
Also, if you
because I have that amount where like I had that like 19 what was it 1900 like interest or some shit like that. because it's what boosted over because Tango was like on the 42,000 is what it was, like 42,000 is what it was, and that's just from a
Okay.
freaking yeah, that was from the college, and that was just from the college thing. That's all that was from an associates.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
if you actually work for like a Japanese company, something like that, you can actually ask for like a transfer. They'll transfer you over to like Japan. You can start working
Oh, I
there as
would
well.
love if I could do that. I would love if I could do that.
Make sure you know a little bit of the language.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
don't
right.
I told everybody, listen, if you're gonna freaking learn the language, try Japanese Pod 101 and listen to all the freaking podcasts. Literally, they literally talk. They literally go over and talk about it all in all. It's on YouTube for free. I'm telling
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
right
Right.
now. I'm
Right.
telling everybody right now, bro. It's free. I downloaded. I made a whole play freaking list of what to listen to, and plus I've already learned how to speak most of it already. But this just further helps me with the kanji and all that extra stuff. And plus, I even downloaded the freaking book in my freaking iPad over here, bro. Like seriously,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I
my,
need
my
to.
Japanese is pretty basic. I can speak a little bit, like what Touch probably what Devin does.
Yeah.
Like the
All you need,
basic.
all you need to do is learn how to speak like like what my man Tony Berry and Theo said. The elementary school level, you'll be good to go. If you
Okay.
know that enough to get by, then you're okay. But
Yeah,
I
I
told
could
my
get
friend,
by.
but yeah, you can get by. That's what I'm saying. Especially even get a date too. You just got to be able to speak it and be able to read the kanji. Because at some point, if you plan on filling out a marriage form, you have to write that Japanese. You can't type it up.
Yeah.
And if
No,
you can
right.
type, dude, if you can type it up, bro, I wouldn't have nothing to worry about. I could just freaking copy and paste whatever I write in
Yeah.
English to that, and I'd be good to go. Actually,
No,
you could
serious.
possibly still do that. Yeah, you could possibly do it, but I think you still have to write it actual hand. I mean, that's what they wanted because because I'm pretty sure if they could type it, trust me, bro, every American would just do that, copy and paste from English to Japanese, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
copy and paste that. Like, bro, I would do that. I would do that. I would do it.
Yeah.
That
They
Yeah.
actually
I would
got these.
So,
paste it.
so,
They actually got these
So
new earbuds where it translates.
oh, did you say they came out with some new earbuds or?
Yeah, it's like the latest technology. So they're basically whenever you speak, they translate for them. So all you do is give them like one earbud, and
Uh-huh.
automatically just translates in their ears so they understand it.
I think I seen something like that. I think there was, yeah, I thought was it like a commercial out there or something like that, or maybe no, I don't know. I don't know. I thought I saw something like that, like some new technology out where, well, it was like
I
this
remember.
girl, she had like glasses on and something was clipped to her glasses, so whatever she read, it like literally translated. Like
Yeah.
it was weird. I don't know really how to explain it, but it was like this little clip thing and it zeroed in on whatever she was reading. And then if she wanted it to she could either have it like repeat whatever it's being read on the piece of on the whatever's in front of her, or if it was in a different language, it could translate it. I don't know
Oh,
what it
just
was
remember
called.
what it's called. I just
Yeah, and
remember what it's called.
I
It's
kind of
called the
just
time
ran through it.
kettle.
I wasn't really all in tuned in it. I was just like, oh shit. And kind of just went about my business. But I thought I don't know. I don't know what it was called or anything, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I just remember what those earbuds is called. It's called the Time Kettle M2 Language Translator earbuds.
Mm. But yeah, I think mine is something totally different. I think whatever I saw is different. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Like I was
Yeah,
thinking,
You
no,
can get on
right?
Amazon.
nowadays. Oh, bro, Amazon got everything, man. Everybody orders from it, bro.
Yeah, that's like the go-to, man.
Yo, bro, I was wondering y'all was the head of CCO of that, man. I would try to be a partnership with you guys and just try to get some money from that too. Like literally add whatever I can.
Oh,
Like,
right.
dude, I would do that job from the house. If I could get one of them
Right.
analytical people just to type it and stuff, I would do that. Because they have people who do the IT survey data analyst job, and they get paid a lot more. And they don't have
Oh,
to
I
come
can
in.
imagine.
They can be
I
at
can
the house
imagine.
doing it. Yeah, because I know a bunch of them stay at home and do that. Particularly do that job. The boss can work it from his house, but also that guy can work it from his house too. As long as he keeps sending it, like I think works the amount of hours that he's supposed to, he could just do it from like 6 a.m. to like freaking 2 p.m. and he's good.
Damn.
The remote jobs
Yeah.
are really popping right now too because of COVID out. So you have a better opportunity to start now.
I mean, no, I know, right? And I'm trying to get my foot in the door before I'm afraid to before the whole industry gets saturated, you know?
Yeah.
That's my worry. I'm like, dang, I want to be able to have a spot, leave a spot for me,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it
Yeah,
is. I
man.
don't care.
Like, yeah.
At the most entry level, I don't give a like
Yeah, because
just get me
Yeah.
you
going.
can always rise up. Yeah, you can always rise up to that
Yes.
level from entry to that.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
why I
because
agree with you on that. Because if I got in, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I made it out. I just gotta freaking
You
rise
know?
up. Then I'm good to go.
Hell yeah.
because
Hell
Mhm.
yeah.
right now the smart thing to do right now is really just get like a remote job and then use that money to actually invest in assets. So that money and assets actually give you even more money in return.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially with
That,
crypto.
One
Definitely
of
get
our
on ahead
men
of that.
of Civil Opportunities did that too. He literally did that because he works in Islam. From
oh
from
shit.
last we checked. Yeah,
Wow.
he because I remember IP literally showed us a video of the brother, and plus he's been on multiple streams. The brother was in Islam when he was just doing real estate. He's just doing it overseas, and he's over there. He's just
Oh
chilling.
yeah, that's right.
Dude,
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking. Okay, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
he's
I'm
doing
like,
good.
yeah, he's doing real good. I never thought
He's
I'd see a
doing real
brother just
good.
walking on the
Yeah.
beach of Islam, just saying like, "I'm just doing my work," and he looks so relaxed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That big grin sold it for me. His grin sold it for me. Like, yo, I'm good, bro. I am good.
because right now
And
I'm pretty much just doing like
I ain't never cooked
yeah,
that.
because right now, man,
Mhm.
I'm actually doing like digital real estate. So that's like the website
Oh,
creation, affiliate marketing, all that kind of
okay.
stuff, like the hosting websites. But eventually, I'm gonna start getting to like the real estate as well, long run. I'm in this
Everybody, shout out
type.
to my bad, Devin. I'm sorry about that,
You're
bro.
fine.
But shout out to my man Primal Studies. He said medical
Yeah.
device sales is where it's at, brothers. Can do a lot of work from home and can make money. Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Oh my bad. Oh
mm.
my bad, Devin. Go ahead with what you were saying, man.
Dang, I forgot now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so
I
sorry.
apologize. I get too
Oh, you're
excited
fine.
on this.
No. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, Wes. Thanks for having you on, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good evening, gents.
Hey, how's it going?
Might be
But
his
yeah,
mic,
man,
guys.
I actually
Go ahead,
heard
Devin.
Vietnam was actually open for tourists now, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vietnam.
Are
Then
we talking about things I know nothing about?
Oh, well, like I said, you're so stuck in America, freaking West. We all are, but for
Man,
the
I'm
most
trying
part,
to get out of here, man. Trying to get out of here.
we all
Trying to get
are.
out
I
of the
gotta get out
United
the West, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not,
Yeah.
so not even Canada, right? Just
Fuck
out of the whole
Canada.
Not
Western
even
Hemisphere.
Canada, man. Out of the whole West, bro.
Fuck
Okay.
Canada.
I gotta
He
go to the
said-
States,
Yeah, I
man.
know. Canada's alright, but I get what you're saying.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
get it.
Cold up there.
That's
I'm in North
true.
Georgia. I don't like it
That's the
here.
main thing everybody brings up. I hear that it's cold. It is cold. I won't lie.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
Actually,
Winter
bro.
storm.
that's true. That's true. That's why everybody's moving in Canada is moving to Vancouver because supposedly that's the California of Canada,
Yeah, it is.
and it's still cold.
It's
I
just a
mean,
great
they don't
filming
get droughts or
location.
wildfires. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
agree.
know, right? Right?
Yeah, I was actually also,
Yeah,
man. I
I
was
agree.
actually in Miami as well, where I actually met like the Fresh to Fit podcast.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually. This is actually the photo right now that I actually have on my profile picture. That's actually in Myron's studio.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I was actually helping him up with some stuff as well in the studio. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
man, Miami is a whole different world, man. I did not like it there, man. But
I don't think I would have liked
Well,
Miami either. I
Well,
don't.
like
I've
Miami,
never
it's all
been there.
fake.
Yeah,
All
I
fake.
don't think I could. Nah, it doesn't seem like that'd be my flow.
But I
Nah.
would say this, man. I will say this. I was in the Brickell area. That's like a really nice part of Miami. It's really
Mhm.
expensive over there too. So I was out there networking and stuff. So basically getting to know new
Mhm.
people, meeting Fresh, meeting Walter, Myron, the whole gang over there. they're actually
Right?
pretty great people, man. So
They seem
after I
pretty
left
annoying
Miami,
on YouTube.
yeah, I guess so, man. I've never really been like attracted to like drama, so I just never really cared, to be honest.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Yeah, right. Right. I find
I
that
mean,
kind of interesting. Sorry, my bad. My
yeah,
bad.
I mean, all I could really do is give my experiences and just call it that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true. True.
But overall,
Definitely.
working with them has been a really great experience. They're really cool people. We shared similar interests, all the anime and all that kind of stuff, and it's been a good vibe.
Yeah,
Like I
no.
said, it's more of a just comic vine over there. But go ahead, Dante. I know you want to say something.
Well, no, I was just gonna chime in on when he was speaking about the whole fresh and fit thing. Now, Myron, he seems like from just through observation, and I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a couple of his streams or whatever, or the shows, the whatever.
Same
But
here.
he seems like he's pretty ambitious, though. I mean, the guy's really intelligent. He's like self-motivated. I gotta give him that.
He has
He
really
seems
great
like
work ethic.
yeah, exactly. His work ethic seems pretty solid. Like I gotta give him that. Just and that's through just observation. I don't know the guy. I
Okay.
mean, like but
I mean,
from what
I would say he's the backbone of the show. To be honest, I think he's the backbone
yeah,
of
Yeah,
the success. Personally, Moto does make the connections. Now that I found that out, because he does do that. So even though I think he doesn't speak as much on the show, I think it's just mainly Myron running the show. But I would say Fresh is the connections behind.
yeah,
But
right.
yeah. Cause you also
that. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, my man. Bevan,
oh,
go ahead.
so also you do have to understand that his profession is actually law enforcement. So the
Yeah,
thing that they
yeah,
actually teach there is really like this is the way to do it. This is how things are run. So he adapted that mindset and applied it to his life. Really, that's
right.
how
Myron,
he just does things.
Myron is a law enforcement.
But
Yeah,
he was in law enforcement.
Homeland Security is what they said he
Yep.
was in.
yep.
I don't read that from him at all.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was,
personally, I don't either, to be honest. And I've seen, and my father's retired law enforcement, so
Mm.
I know, live with it every day. So no,
he had a lot of
no. Trust me, I'm not in my parents' house. But when I say that, I'm like as if I'm still that kid, and he was done that door. So
Right.
yeah. So as a law enforcement man, like he gave it off
But yeah.
every day.
Quick question,
But yeah,
y'all. Quick question. You ever watched the Laplief show?
Yes, I watched that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about it?
From
Like,
time to
what's your
time.
take on it?
Well, we literally have two dudes. Well, not here right now, but on my panel, we literally have two dudes that come on this freaking stream on my freaking channel, and they literally tell me sometimes it's a freaking hyperbolic time chamber when it goes off the handle. Sometimes, like with Kay and Kayla normally.
Yeah.
But and it's just particular. JR is a genius. Actually, I'll be honest. I think JR might be somewhat more of a genius than Myron in a sense because how he carries himself and carries the conversations. Because this man never breaks his frame.
Right.
Myron breaks his, but JR keeps his. And the man is so cool. He's so calculated with how he's trying to run the show. Anton technically, I'm not gonna say his wingman. I ain't gonna say that, but he's literally his co-pilot in that of what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Right.
They're both trying to like circulate things, and I love Rilla, by the way. Chicago Rilla is my man. That man seems so chill. He comes up with great points, like he thinks, and then like he comes up with a great point when he takes his time, literally.
Right.
So like there's things that contribute to
conversation.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
More so what it is. And
right.
And I said, what they regulated is really good. No. Oh no, go ahead, Wes. Go ahead.
I think people are starving for that in today's day and age. You look at how much we're getting a lot of quantity and entertainment, but not a lot of substance.
Right.
It used to be you had like 3 channels. Those 3 channels, they had to be good because they were competing with each other constantly. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have hundreds of channels, you have streaming, and half of it's owned by Disney or something. So it's all just different. And then as we see with all these crappy movies Hollywood is throwing at us, they think that they can literally just throw diversity, inclusion,
Yeah.
And no script. No script. Like let them actually serve a purpose there, for crying out loud. Give us an actual script to follow along with. I can't follow diversity throughout the entire damned movie and think that's enough.
Right.
No.
Man,
Right.
I remember we used to have all the good cartoons back in the day, like Courage, get the Bugs Bunny, man. All
Looney
those good
Tunes.
shows, man.
Oh, yeah,
Tom
give
and
me some
Jerry.
of the
Now where's all
animals.
this new
Tom and
trash,
Jerry.
man?
Hey,
yeah.
man.
Yosemite Sam.
Honestly,
Michael Mouse.
honestly, to everybody here, back in those days, those cartoons, you can get away with a lot more adult sexual jokes that were there.
Yeah.
That when you were a kid, that you didn't notice. When you go back and watch, like, yo, there's a lot of stuff they got away with, especially Bugs Bunny stuff.
Bugs Bunny.
Ooh,
Yeah.
women should get up and angry if they watch any Bugs Bunny stuff now. I'm talking about old
Right.
old school Bugs Bunny, like Looney Tunes stuff. There's a lot of jokes about women that they would not like, but I find
Yeah,
it hilarious.
That's the thing, man. People,
Watch it.
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna
the
watch
thing
it.
too,
It's
because
funny.
people was actually like real back then, man. They understand
Right.
how the world works. But nowadays,
Right.
it's more of like a clown society now, man. So it's like
Right.
the truth is not rewarded at all as well.
No, I
It's
know.
looked down upon.
It's called
Yeah,
Doesn't make
yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
hate it. I
Well,
hate
you
it.
said it, man.
Sometimes,
I
because a
hate
lot
it.
of times, like when you say something, you can be wrong because you're right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
truth,
Yeah.
man.
That is so true. That
I
is
just don't
Wait,
want to
I'm
live
wrong.
in a society like that, man. I gotta
Yeah, I
go
hate that.
overseas,
I'm
man.
like,
I gotta get out the West, bro. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's like to me.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, Bevan,
Where are you guys
Bevan,
trying
I'm
to go
with you
then?
on that.
Mm.
I'm trying to.
We've established Canada is a bad idea, but where are you trying to go?
What, in
I was thinking
Canada?
of going like South Korea
Oh,
or
okay.
Japan.
Yeah, South Korea, you're good.
Why would anybody want to go? Have any of you been to Korea?
My dad was actually in the Air Force. He actually been to a whole bunch of.
Okay.
He's basically in the military, so he's been to a whole bunch of places. South Korea was
I have
one
a
of
friend
them.
stationed there, and he's been there for like about 5 years. So he's
And he
been there.
likes
He liked it
Korea?
I'm
actually.
telling you, man.
He likes
You
it.
go, you ain't
South
coming
Korea.
back.
I
I've
only,
South Korea, yeah, not North Korea, yeah.
Yeah, North Korea. Yeah,
Of course.
that ain't-
so the only thing I've ever really heard about South Korea is that the weather sucks. So
What is it more like an Arctic
don't know.
feel? Kind of cold all the time? Like,
well, I mean,
I
it
mean,
explains
Japan
why.
hits that. I'll let you know. Japan hits
Yeah.
that cold sometimes.
like that northern
Right.
region. Man.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've been to
Manhattan.
I know
Cold.
how to
Hokkaido.
get you guys to Japan. I've been all over Japan. I've been to Hokkaido. That's the northernmost part. Beautiful area, and I
man.
was in Okinawa for most of my time
Mm.
there. And that's on the same latitude as Central Florida. So the weather is just hot, humid, and to me just absolutely beautiful. That's the Japanese Hawaii. That's some of the best
I love
snorkeling
that.
you'll ever do throughout your entire life.
Yeah, one thing I actually like about South Korea as well, man, they got a really strong gym culture over there.
Yeah, they do.
Really strong. What?
Gym culture.
Really?
Culture.
Yeah,
They do.
there's really
They do
nice
a lot.
infrastructure for the gyms and stuff.
The same thing with South Korea. The same
It's
thing.
because the weather sucks. Nobody wants to go outside. I don't know. That's the first time I heard about it being a gym culture. That makes me more curious now.
Yeah. You see
Yeah.
a lot of them on IG as well, but even those. Yeah, man. I've always been like the gym guy, so I don't go as long. Probably like the longest I've ever been there is probably like an hour. No more than like 45 minutes.
Oh damn! You said 6 hours?
No, 1 hour.
Oh! You said 6 hours. I'm like 6 hours.
Hey, no way. I couldn't do that.
I'm like, what are you trying to do?
Dude was in the sauna the whole time. But seriously
That
though,
long?
I've seen those jackasses at the gym before. I remember I went to the gym once. This was years ago, and I used to go first thing in the morning after dropping my kids off at school. It's just me and this one other dude, and he goes over to the free weights and he picks up 2 barbells. I'm like, oh well, those are the ones I wanted. That's fine. I'll go do something else. So I went and got on a machine. So he picks up the dumbbells, walks to the other side of the gym, puts them down. That's it. Fucking jackass! Like, are you setting up a circuit or something? Like,
Right.
But then he just kind of like wanders around the gym for like another 30 minutes and doesn't touch them. And I'm like going through different machines, like waiting for him to get those things back over there because I wanted to use them. And then finally he goes and uses them. He puts them out like twice. I'm like,
Oh,
come on. Killing me, Smalls. You spent 45 minutes in the gym. Most of it was just walking around. You did 2 sets of you just put 2 35s up once and twice. And
Yeah, man. That's what I always preach, man. You gotta make sure to level up financially, physically, and mentally. Get the finances on point, get the body that you actually need. Because the woman will come, man. I don't do any chasing.
I
They
don't
just come to me, man.
really don't.
Right.
Morgan Freeman said it best. Let them come to you.
That's right, man.
I mean, I've kind of
Put in the
always
work.
I was always like that, even growing up. I hated chasing girls. Like, I know all my friends were like, yeah, let's go and chase and let's go and do this. I'm like, no, let's just be present and let them come to you. Like, it's just too much effort to just, you know.
What's the way it should be? They're like cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
we need that genuine desire, man. We don't want these like these big clout chasers, materialistic type females.
Right. And
We need someone who's actually willing to grow with you.
That's for me. That happened
so much
when I was
now.
in high school too. At least for me, high school. That's when I was in sports. I was literally on the track team for a year. I actually managed to get a girl at the time, and another chick knew a relationship with some other girl, and she said, "Yo, leave your girlfriend for me." I'm like, really? That's an example of what you guys are talking about. And I was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" Yeah, and I'm like, no. And the reason why I said no to you is because I already know you're cheating with somebody else right now. And when he finds out, trust me, your ass is dead. So why would I go with damaged goods and somebody who's about to get canned bad?
Right.
So I'm like, eh. And plus the girl that I picked, she was a Latina girl, and she was nice as all hell. She was acting like a girl, simple enough, acting like a girl. There's a reason why I picked her. And I'm like, you got too much cholesterol in your damn voice. That's what the fuck that shit is. Like, date me now. I'm like, huh? Like, no. I literally
Wes, where are you staying now? You in America?
Well, yeah, I live in North Georgia, but I've lived abroad. I think that maybe when I retire one day, it'll be overseas. But my biggest thing is I raised my 2 kids on my own, so I have to keep them secure.
Man,
in just one area, one nice conservative area here for them to grow up and develop. After that, though, I've never been tailored to a single place.
Right.
Okay.
But if you guys truly wanted to get to Japan, I know how to get you guys to Japan. It's called the U.S. Marine Corps. Man the fuck up right now.
I knew he was gonna say that. I mean, the military would be the best way, but
for real though. Do any of you guys got degrees? Any of you got a bachelor's degree?
No.
No, I have a bachelor's degree. No, associates, but not bachelor's.
Associates, right? Not a bachelor.
Okay, so there's the JET program. That is an agreement between the United States and Japan. Minimum requirement is have a bachelor's degree, and can't be arrested for anything crazy.
Never been arrested, so I'm all right.
Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing bad things over here, man.
But the program lasts, I think, at maximum 4 years. 3 or 4 years. I think at maximum 4 years. It's a 1-year contract at a time. It's an easy way to get you over there, easy way to get you ingrained in the community. And if you want to stay there,
probably possibly find a job. Yeah,
it can turn into other things.
Yeah, Japan is all about certification. So if you actually have certification, pretty much hire you on the spot, man.
Yeah. They'll take you, and I told them like, yo, listen, if it's 4 years, dude, like, listen, okay, this is what you can do in 4 years, man. You can already establish the freaking money over there. You can freaking already get a freaking wife over there, more likely. And that's the most of a job,
right?
Oh,
Dude, I told my friend, listen, that contract up? Okay, here you go. Hey man, listen, here my certification, here are my papers, y'all. Let me know if y'all want me. And then you go back to America and they call you within, like, let's say not even 3 weeks. They call you like 2 days when you just get back, like, yo, we want you back over here. Like, I just got back. I'm like, all right, man. I'll go over there. Let's go. Because one of my friends did something like that. He was like, yo, they actually got me 2 weeks after I left. And I said, did you go? Man, hell yeah, I went. I was not coming back. And he's been there since, damn, how many years has it been now? It's like 7 years now. He's been there 7 years now. And so he does like 2 jobs over there. He works from his house. He kind of does like data analysis type stuff work. And also he helps his friend run the coding line over there. So he's working 2 jobs.
Oh shit.
Literally.
nice.
Mm-hmm. I think he said to get married. I think he said to get married to this girl that he met 3 years ago. He's gonna get married to her next year. Pretty much.
Damn.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
shit.
He vetted her for 3 years. He said, all right, man, she passed everything, dude. She's from the and she's similar, and she came from the island in Japan. Yeah, bro, you good. She's from the island, you good. You good, man. You ain't missing. You didn't make a mistake. Like you're working 2 jobs, you pretty much gonna be married, and you have money saved up too, if you ever want to come back. And he says, I'm not ever coming back. I got money saved up though. I'll tell you that. And that's what he told me. Like, and he's waiting for me. He's waiting for me to get down there. I'm like, dude, please believe, dude. I'm gonna do everything I can to get the fuck over there. Please believe, I will do that. Because I can't stand another freaking second down here. People are just too angry over here.
Yeah.
Personally, for me,
especially probably where you're at on that part of the country, on the East Coast, like that's got to be kind of rough out there, right? I mean, on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I keep my head down for the most part, but I think I'll be honest, the only nice people to talk to around here really are the people in the country.
Right.
West, don't get me crazy, bro. They are like all the country people who are literally away from the freaking town, the cities, and the suburbs. They are literally freaking have their houses spread out like away from each other. Those are nice people.
Sure.
And they're all
we have room
elders.
to breathe out here.
Yeah.
And we all gave up on CNN a long time ago.
Yeah, man. I'm actually trying to become like an Instagram influencer as well a little bit. I actually just posted my Instagram. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but yeah, I actually have some photos on there as well. Fresh and Fit podcast. But yeah, man, I'm actually trying to like level up financially as well, man. So we actually can like travel overseas, be able to use that money, stretch that dollar. I'm needed to society, man.
Right. And like and Devin, what you're saying is truth. It's just more so like I always tell brothers, like, listen, if you're gonna take a vacation, get the hell out of America. You're gonna come back.
Yeah.
You're gonna once you're over there, you're gonna just want to relax and just mellow out. And I've always told men that their mental and physical state means a lot to you. Your health is important, so get away from the thing that's causing you stress. And then once you pretty much have that thing that has relaxed you, you're never gonna want to freaking leave. I can tell people that all the time. You're never going to leave. Look at my friend I just talked about just earlier. He's never leaving that freaking plane. He said, this is heaven. He said, this is heaven, man. This is what the hell I was missing.
Bro, I got to feel that's probably going to be me when I get over there, man.
Yeah, me too. Oh, dude, first of all, I've been loving this since I was a kid. You think I'm just going to come back? I'm like, no, I'm staying. The only time I visit is when... The only time I got to visit is when is my mother, and that's it. Mother and father, and that's it. Probably for a Christmas thing to go Christmas with them. After that, I come back to freak back. Like, seriously, that's what I would do. I'm not, no.
Yeah,
and I'm not inviting family. Listen, the only thing I'm inviting is mom and dad. That's it. Everybody else can freaking listen. I gotta pay for this shit. I don't give a damn if y'all hate me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be selfish on that. You're not ruining my peace. And plus, they'll kick you out if you act crazy over here. So I think twice, literally. So that's why I said it's really not for you. So because I know a majority of us men just want to have peace and just be relaxed and not
Yeah.
yeah
'Cause we're
like
fighting the world
That's why we don't like
pretty
putting up
much
one of
every
the
day.
shit.
yeah I don't have time to argue. I don't have time to argue with grown ass female freaking children. I don't have time for this shit. That's
Yeah.
dead. That's high school shit, and I'm past that, way past that right now. Well, first of all, when I put it to the side like that, it's made me more relaxed and made me just be comfortable in general. So that's why I don't really like to engage in that.
Yeah, what I basically found out as well, like a lot of the millionaires are actually taking like these superfood drinks in the morning to make sure their health is number one. Yeah, they all make sure their health is number one. So basically, they wake up like every morning, take like a superfood drink with like all the
Oh,
vitamins and
okay.
minerals you need for the day.
Mhm.
Basically, investing in that health because it's really important. Time is it's not on your side, man. So time is really valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure is. Sure
Yeah, and you
is.
have some. Like I said, you have some very little. One must say you have very little time, but well, at least men, because we're different from ladies, that we still have time. We all have time to build up all our finances and things like that in order to be like relatively, comfortable. But at least for my man Dante here, man. You've been to Romania, you've been to other places, man. Actually, I'll be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Romania, bro? Because the
Well,
fact that you went over there is crazy.
no, actually, it's my twin, Jamar. He actually
Oh,
went to
Jamar, he
Romania.
went. Oh,
Jamar
he went
went
to
to one.
Romania.
That was his second time going there. He actually,
Oh,
what is funny with that guy? I mean, I gotta give it to my brother, man. He actually he met a couple people out there. He met a girl out there, met a couple people out there, connected with and whatnot. So he's kind of getting himself like somewhat established out there in some degree. Like he's trying to, make it to where
hmm
whenever he goes out there, he's getting accommodated. And
hmm
yeah, it's from what he was telling me, just talking with him earlier, it's looking pretty good for him out there.
that's good.
Pretty
Wait. Is he currently out there right now, or is he
well.
still?
He is actually. He's leaving tonight, so he's going to get on a plane
Oh,
tonight, coming back to California.
okay.
So he'll be here tomorrow for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, man.
Oh, okay.
If he was here, I would have told him to get on the live stream, and he would have had a whole
Yeah, that
bunch
would
of
be
shit to say.
dope. Oh, definitely. I
I
want to hear what
mean,
he has to say about that because I know. I tell everybody this actually during the actual COVID and everything, or pandemic whatsoever. I actually got in touch with a girl over in Luxembourg. Yes, a girl in Luxembourg,
Wow.
and she is a hell of an amazing artist. For some reason, man, she's just good at art. And I've showed her a couple of my art, a couple of digital arts that I've done previously. And I told her, like, sweetheart, listen, your art is shitting on mine right now. It is better. And she thinks, and that's just a way of being nice, but humbling me, I guess, in a sense, because she just thinks that she couldn't do that. I'm like, sweetheart, if you look at your art is fucking good right now. Are you serious? And we just kind of, from that conversation, we started hitting it off, and we just started talking more. And then I know Jay Bones was on the stream when we did the Christmas Eve stream. That's still on my channel. And I told him, he was like, "Wait, how did you get in touch with a girl from Luxembourg, bro? You gotta tell me that." I'm like, dude, listen, I was bored out of my damn mind, bro. So it was no dating app at all. This isn't a dating app. This is literally just an app where for people who like anime and things like that. So I happened to make one because I was bored when we were during a pandemic and stuff. And I think 2 weeks later, I had this girl respond to me and send me a message, and I got her in, and I got the chance to speak to her, and she literally told me her voice, her accent, she ain't American at all. She didn't even sound like she doesn't even sound like she knows where America is anyway. And she spoke saying that like time here is different from where you're at over there in America. I'm like, yeah, it's vastly different. Like morning could be free, like nighttime could be morning for them over there, kind of like
Yep.
Japan, and it's just like all over the place. So, but like, yeah, she said like, yo, if you ever decide to visit, just let me know. I'm like, yeah, dude, Like I don't know how, but I just luckily hit the lottery when that happened. So
That's cool.
So yeah, man. And yeah, dude, I had to look at where Luxembourg was. I'm like, yo, that's a 17-hour flight,
Okay.
bro. That's a long flight.
Yeah. I guess my brother's flight was like 15 hours, 13 hours, something like that.
Yeah, that's somewhere around there.
So Luxembourg, that's Germany, right?
I think so. I have to look that up again. But
Luxembourg is a very small country.
Oh, okay. So it's a country.
It's in Europe. Yeah, it's in Europe somewhere, from what I remember.
It's a really small one, so you don't hear about it that much.
France and Germany. It's near France and Germany.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
And dude, she was nice as all hell. I didn't hear when. I didn't hear rat. I didn't hear ratchetness. I didn't hear none of that crap. She was just nice. And I'm like, I like
it's hard to find that in the West.
Oh man,
you ain't gonna find it in the West. And if you do, it's like
find that
1
in
in
the
a
West,
million.
You gotta question it to some degree,
You
right?
go in the haystack.
I know.
Yeah. Even that, though,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know, let's say you do find it in the West, you're gonna be like, "Is this even real?" Like,
is this a facade?
It's like you might even sabotage yourself. You know, you might even not even believe it and miss out on the opportunity because it's just it's almost like, damn, this can't be real. How aren't you corrupted? How are you not corrupted? You know.
Right.
And then you question, like, is this a front? Are you just, like...
They probably don't have a TV.
Right?
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if she did or did not at this point because of where they're at. But, maybe not.
I think part of the problem in the West is it's not with accepting differences. It's encouraging. It's over acceptance of differences. We're saying, oh, diversity is okay. What about those cultures in certain Asian countries where they do wife kidnapping? You decide you want to get married, so you find a nice girl, you kidnap her, and then you marry her in the afternoon. Okay.
Damn.
Diversity isn't always. Not all diversity is acceptable. So I think we've got, and I brought that up because that was actually a scenario in one of my professional courses. I'm like, this is absurd, but we've gotten so overly accepting of diversity that we're finding the weirdest things. Like they call it minor attracted peoples, and we're supposed to accept that. No, it's called pedophilia. Throw them in jail. So now we have.
Agreed.
Now because we're trying to encourage so much weird stuff that when people are exhibiting bad behaviors, we in fact start to encourage bad behaviors. I went through a problem. I went through a problem with my older daughter several years ago. She just started acting out a lot and just like losing her temper. And finally, I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" She's like, "Well, maybe I have anger issues." I'm like, "Where'd you hear that term from?" She goes, "From school." I'm like, how?
That's where to start.
She's like, "Well, some other kid had anger issues, and she does that a lot." I'm like, "Sweetie, you don't have anger issues. You just think you have anger issues." But when you have, we are always in control of our own emotions. And after I told her that, problem was gone. She was reenacting what she was seeing at school and what was effectively being encouraged by over acceptance. So I think that is a major problem in modern Western society, the over acceptance of bad behaviors, because we want to make sure everybody feels included.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just having a hard time filtering out what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and how do we correct bad behavior?
Right. Huh. Too many exterior influences.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. My bad. I ended up coming late to the stream, but shout out to Jay. Shout out to Wes.
What's up, man?
Thanks.
Shout out to Dante, my first time meeting you. Shout out to Devin.
Pleasure. What's going on?
Going on, man.
I know I came late. I was watching your stream earlier, Jay, with Tokyo, but I went on to another stream. So just want to show my support
That's
to you.
cool.
Cheater.
No, thank you, brother. But I know I actually have a resolution for this problem that Wes talked about, and Marcus said it multiple times. Whoop they ass. Honestly,
I don't say it that much,
Honestly,
but every
No,
now
that's
and then I
better
do.
than feeding
No.
them full of medication because that's what they're trying
Yeah.
to. That's what they're
Can I-
trying to do.
can I
to kids.
break- I want to bring the statistic up because it is a factual,
Right.
like from the health science and CDC. 1 in 4 women are on antidepressants. I know you've heard it on other platforms, but it is true because I've been around it. I've seen it. I've been almost prescribed this kind of stuff as a person, individual. Now they want to give children this. They have minor. What did you just say right now earlier, Wes? There was minor
Minor
attracted people. Yeah, they want to change it from pedophilia. You have that weirdo sickle stuff right there. People are like, ever since the Epstein stuff, it like elevated pedophilia to a max. It exposed it even more. And then all of a sudden now we have what's this crap they're doing in schools now where they have like, I want to keep it sensitive to YouTube and to Jay's platform, but the letter that letters with the community, you know, the starts with the L, goes with the G, goes with the T. All that community, they're trying to poison and infect the children, and
Right.
it should be the parents' position. It should be the parents' opportunity to discuss with their kids. It shouldn't be on the freaking schools. That's up for the parents because that's
I
about
agree.
sexual preference and sexual orientation. The hell with you. The hell with you guys. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why is it that that America as a government and as a school thinks they're entitled to do certain things that are not on their pay grade, that are not on their level? Leave the kids alone out of it. That is
Right.
not your child. That is not the person that's going to die for you, protect you, and pay for the roof and feed you and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know what's wrong with this civilization and how it is. It's not happening that much in other countries. It doesn't happen in other countries like it is in here. It
not
doesn't.
much.
Hell no.
Well, Germany's pretty bad. I don't think
Yeah,
Australia's
no,
much
that's
better.
true.
Well,
Germany's
Germany,
still kind of bad, but it's yeah.
You're not going to find that in an Asian country, though.
Yeah, you're not. You're not going to find that problem in Asia. You're not.
At all.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then on top of that, the suicide rate. I'm sorry, I'm going to say, but the self deletion rate on here in America, self deletion is at an all time high now. It's at an all time high, and especially from the male from the male side and teenage boys, it's at an all time high. So that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then what does that tell you?
Yeah.
That tells you that either it goes from anything from bullying to straight like physical harm maybe or mental abuse. They got kids that are trying all these drugs now when our parties. I never tried these drugs at those parties. I barely even touched alcohol. If I was always drinking, I was drinking, but I never tried to do this kind of things. And I'm judging anybody else that did, but these kids are doing anything and everything, and people are now overdosing on fentanyl. Fentanyl is the number one laced drug in America.
Yeah.
Fentanyl laced with oxycodone, ecstasy, cocaine, and they're all dying from the fentanyl. And it only takes 2 grams to kill you from fentanyl.
Yeah, it does. That's how people
Yeah,
are talking.
no, that's so right. That's so crazy. What part of the nation do you live?
I live in California.
What part? Same here.
Southern Cal, close to
That's
the
why you
border.
want to get out. California. Stupid.
Close to the border. And I see a lot of action. I'm involved in the action in Mexico as well, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah, no. I stay up here in the little bit outside of the Bay Area.
I grew up in the Bay. What part?
Okay, so you know Sonoma County, North Bay.
Okay, I grew up in San Ho, and I grew up close to I grew up in San Ho, and not far from Santa Rosa, and I grew up. I used to do a lot of business with my dad in Gilroy, Los Gatos, Los Altos, Milpitas, all those areas. Yep. The mall, they still got the mall down there.
What, Milpitas?
Yeah, Milpitas Mall.
Yeah, they still got that out there. I never go there though. You know what? To be honest with you, I never go to San Ho. The furthest I go out when I go into the Bay Area is probably Oakland. And I don't even go to San Leandro. I don't go to Hayward. I don't go to San Lorenzo. I don't. East Bay. I don't really.
All you guys out there, if you want to go visit San Francisco, just be careful because they got a lot of left-wing liberal people now. They're trying to cancel people and attack people.
Wear your lawnmower shoes.
Yeah. That's true.
Leave the nice kicks at home unless you want to wrap them in plastic bags or something. Friggin'
Yeah.
not worth it.
Yeah,
I
I
will
know.
say this. I will say this from Northern California, the Bay Area. It's always fresh. It's never really hot. I always like that about Northern
Yeah.
California.
Yep.
I live in Southern, so I'm not that. I'm about an hour and a half, give or take, hour from the border. So I live close to the Coachella Fest area. I live by the Coachella
Okay.
Fest.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
live down there. And man, I tell you, like when it's these people, all types of people around the world come over here, whether for Stagecoach, Coachella, they come and partying. They women are having sex in public for these weekends. So it's like a public, what's
Public
that one?
orgy.
Was that that 70s concert? It was Woodstock.
Woodstock?
It's basically our modern day Woodstock, Coachella Fest. So you got
Oh,
people
no.
like
I never heard of it.
overdosing, doing drugs, having sex in public. You got like people like all over the place, like coming from all over the world,
That's
and
crazy.
they're spending all their
That's
money
so
over here.
crazy.
So it's a huge money basket for all these communities out here, the government, the policies, and they just take it. And like I do miss San Jose because it's kind of like a little Seattle. It's kind of like Seattle, so it's very tech. So a lot of guys that graduate in the Southern California area, they go over there to Northern California, but they didn't realize the ratio of men to women is low. There's not a lot of attractive women out there either.
No, there isn't. You know what's crazy? I actually used to after high school I went down to Oceanside, and then from Oceanside I went to La Mesa, and then from La Mesa I went to El Cajon, and yeah, that's about as further south as I got. But
Oh, you missed out on Tijuana. You missed out on TJ.
yeah, no, I've never been to TJ though. I've been to the border, but never in TJ. I went to Mexicali, and that's probably
Okay. How was your experience in Mexicali? Because I used to visit there all the time. My family's over there,
To
relatives.
be honest with you, it was mainly like a stop and go. So I never really like was there and able to like experience like the surroundings or let alone the culture in that area. But I mean, I kind of liked it though. I mean, it was like, I'm a North Cali cat, so it's it's different for me. So I guess just it being different, that's probably one of the reasons why I liked it. Because I find Northern Cal, I don't know, just to be kind of just boring. I don't know. I just find it to be kind of boring up here.
A lot of people move out. A lot of people move out of there now. What about you, Wes? Have you ever been to Mexico? Or Devin? Have you guys been to Mexico?
I've never been.
I've been to Mexico when I was in 8th grade for a school trip. I went down to what was it?
They allow the school to take you guys across the border?
Well, I went to a Christian school and we were down there trying to save souls.
I got you.
So that was a long time ago, but I was stationed in Camp Pendleton for about 8 years, and I actually grew up visiting Alameda in San Francisco because my mother was from that area.
Oh shit!
Alameda? I literally had an apartment in Alameda.
Alameda is beautiful.
It is.
And it's freaking,
different world.
I mean, that's like, and it's funny. Like as an adult, I visited there as well. And when you turn on the TV, they have every night they have Full House.
It's literally kind of like a little example of Full House right there. You live there. It's actually nice.
Alameda is just beautiful. I would love to be in Alameda. Friggin' Zuckerberg came in there and kind of screwed everything up.
Yeah, I heard that.
And now, of course, California and crazy is just freaking bonkers.
Yeah, I personally. Okay, go for it. Oh no, finish.
Alameda, though, you know what? And last time I was there, they were putting in a Target finally.
They were what?
They were putting in a Target finally.
Oh, how? What? Wait. Oh, finally But down here in Southern California, they were closing down all the Targets. They shut down like all the Targets. Yeah, they closed them off, and now it's all mainly Walmarts and Aldi and maybe the Winco and a few Costco's. That's basically like the supermarkets and a few what's that, Sprouts?
Yeah.
And then the rich people go to the
Publix. If there's a
Whole Foods.
Publix, I would
Whole
put on
Foods.
there.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Yeah, but Whole Foods is
Brick and mortar
expensive.
businesses, no.
Yeah, it's expensive as hell.
Hey,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
you buy like 5 things, you're in debt.
Hold on,
Sorry.
Marcus. Hold on, Marcus.
Dante.
Go ahead, Dante.
I actually gotta cut out, but I want to appreciate Jay, Devin, Wes. Nice to meet you, Marcos. But I actually gotta head out of here and get some things done. But
Just
it's a
yeah.
Thank you,
pleasure.
brother. All right, you
Yeah.
take care, man.
Do you have a YouTube channel or Instagram?
I don't have a YouTube channel, but I do have a Facebook. So if you just type my name on the Facebook, I should pop up.
I got you, man. All right, I'll
Yeah,
add you.
yeah. Do that.
Yeah,
All right.
I gotta definitely head out as well, man. I got some things on my belt.
All right,
Right.
All right, man.
But
All right,
I was
Devin, man.
definitely
I
glad to
appreciate
talk
you.
to y'all,
stopping
man.
by.
Nice talking
All
to
right,
you.
you too, man.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
All right, y'all be careful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know I came late, but I was like, you guys are talking about some interesting stuff, and I was liking what Wes was saying. I was respecting what Wes was saying, and there was big facts about that stuff. When you were going on that,
Yeah.
That definite respected tangent that you were having.
Yo, I love J Bones. He said Tijuana is the spot. I appreciate that, J. I appreciate that, J Bones. That's what's up. Tijuana is the spot. I
He said TJ's the spot.
I've never been to
Hey, man.
Tijuana. So when I was stationed, I was actually stationed in 29
Thanks,
Palms as well.
Hate that place. The most depressing place.
Yeah, see, I kept when guys come back and say, "Oh man, we saw the donkey show," and they explain it to you. Of course, I don't want to see Tijuana. Fuck that shit. You guys are retarded. See it just to
nobody
see
want
it?
to see
No.
that shit.
No,
I don't even want to see that shit.
No, friggin' hearing about it, I felt offended just hearing about it. No, that is horrific.
I always tell guys this: if you're gonna go to TJ, go with a group of people that you respect and trust,
And they're not
and
retarded.
then make sure they're not retarded. Make sure you look at your drinks when they're pouring your drinks. Get your drinks. Don't tell them where you're staying at. Don't tell people where you're staying at if you don't even know them, because some of them could be grifters and they could be like just people that are trying to rob you or follow you where you live. And then if go hang out at the beach on the shore right there, it's very cheap and affordable. And then try the food. Go out to some of the strip clubs. Go out to some of the regular clubs, and you meet some women there. There are some attractive women, and you'll be fine. It's very affordable. You guys don't even need to take that much money with you. And then if you do, put the money in your sock underneath your foot. But it's literally that's one of my very, very important things when I tell people when you're traveling. That's one of my jobs is like, hey, just put it under your foot. If you're going to take $1,000, put at least 800 of it, 4 bills on each foot underneath your sock. And then that way you don't have to worry. You have like $100 right there in case a cop wants to give you a hard time. Give him $100 and then he'll go fuck off. Give him $50. He'll be like, hey man, I can feed my family with this for chiclets.
All right. I don't thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. I am going to end it in probably like 5 minutes, but I'm trying to, since you and Marcus are here, this is perfect. Still don't know what day I'm going to do the veteran stream for you guys because like I said, because I'm trying to see if I can get my man to 64 in here too. I'm gonna try to get Waltz in. I got to get him in. And actually, Primal would be perfect because Primal was in the military, if I'm not mistaken. Primal would be perfect if I can get him on.
Didn't he have a stream today? Was it today or yesterday?
No, I think it. Wait, 17th? No, that thing was yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't see it on at all, unless it was on Grape Hill podcast.
But no, I think it was on his channel because I'm not sub to a grade one, but just the primals. But yeah, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out the day for that. And if it doesn't go down this week, it'll be next week. I'm gonna do for you guys because I know what day I'm off, and I want to get, like I said, I want to get all you guys on here. I've said it before. Speak your piece, and like I said, just to celebrate the military men here. It's literally for the military men. I'm not letting anybody else in. I gotta be an asshole that day. Sorry.
I call Wes my Walmart Captain America. Wes is the Walmart Captain America.
Value Captain America.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll give you this. I'll give you a promotion. I'll give you Costco Captain America. There you go.
Really?
Costco Captain America. That's perfect. Because you buy in bulk.
Darn right.
And you can call me the Cardenas. You can call me the Cardenas Captain America for Mexico. I can be somewhat racist towards myself if I want to. All right, I get to pick the day though.
No, I didn't say anything, but just know that there are many people who do not share and reflect the thought of this man, Marcus Rodriguez. Okay, we love the man, but
I call Cardenas the Cardenas Mark Rodriguez.
Cardenas.
Cardenas, there you go, Cardenas.
Cartinas?
Yeah, Marcus,
Yeah,
do you drink
Cardenas.
coffee?
Yeah, Cardenas is basically like the Mexican food for less.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saying,
Marcus, do you
OJ?
drink coffee? Yeah, do
Do
you
I?
drink coffee?
Not as much as I used to, but every now and then. Every now and then. Why do you?
Okay. No, my brother does.
Oh, I might do some cocaine, but that's about it.
No,
just,
Never
just
get hooked on
I mean,
coffee. If you can
I mean,
avoid
I
caffeine
even
drinks, avoid that.
yeah.
coffee? Why?
No, just avoiding caffeine in general. Uh,
That's
it's hard
hard.
to get off of it. And
Uh,
if you don't, once your body adjusts to not having it, just start the morning with water. You'll be just fine.
Yeah. You're right. But that was a staple in the military. Like if I didn't
About
have
two
coffee
bottles
every
right
now
now
and
to
then,
get up.
coffee was a staple for me.
Ironically, I didn't start drinking coffee regularly until I got out of the Marines, and
Oh,
that was
really?
Oh
because
damn, that's a rarity.
yeah, I could never. I drink it. I'm like, this stuff tastes horrible. How do you people drink this? Like, I couldn't. The thing is, I wasn't getting an effect out of it. My adrenal system was so shot to hell that I had no benefit from drinking coffee. Now, when I got out of the Marines and I had time to relax and I guess replenish and my adrenal system started working again, that's when coffee started having an effect on me. And I didn't understand that. It took me a while to figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of picked up when I was in the military my first couple years. I had picked up smoking, but then I stopped it. And then I was just like, I'm done with smoking. I tried dip once or twice, but I threw up. Like I accidentally gargled and swallowed
Ew.
the dip by accident, and I started like wheezing, like I started getting spinny, like the room was spinning. We were outdoors, we were in the field, so it was even worse. So I was trying not to fall and roll down the mountain hill, and I was like throwing up, and then I was like, okay, I'm never trying dip ever again.
Yeah.
And I did the smokes, I did the menthols, I did the Camel Crush, and then I stopped. So it was within like a year and a half, and then I stopped.
I never
no.
got on it. Like I saw everybody else doing it, and I'm like, and it terrified me how much like people were just how much they needed nicotine to function in a real world. And then I was in artillery in my first unit, so we were always in the field. And then watching someone having to like dip somebody else's redip, I want nothing to do with that addiction. I see no value in that addiction.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys destroy their teeth with that and their gums. Like their gums go away. And then before you know, it's like, what kind of girls want to kiss you? Like I feel for your
Girls
mom
that
who has
dip?
I feel bad for your mom that has to kiss you when they see you. It's like you're gonna smell like basically tobacco, pure tobacco dip the whole time.
And, those people don't realize that menthol. If you smoke menthols for a few years, that smell never leaves your lungs.
Yeah, I've seen the pair of lungs that before they go on the nicotine and then after, and it looks like tar, like pure lungs made out of tar, and
But I mean, like,
that scares me.
Yeah, there was a few girls I've dated over the years that they used to smoke menthols quite frequently. Then they quit smoking, and I would ask them like, how
I
long
love
did
that
you
term.
how long did you what was it? I'd ask them how long they haven't been smoking for. They're like, 2 years, but I could still smell it coming from their lungs.
Yeah, they have to go through some serious like dental work. They gotta go through their gums. They gotta use the
Dental
certain. They literally do, like they have to go through this thing where they have to do something with like baking soda and brushing their teeth, like actual
baking
legit
soda. I
baking
heard about that.
for their teeth, and like they have to go through this process where you can do it at home, but you still have to go through an orthodontist, and it's bad because it goes into your the root canals. It goes into your teeth, everything. And then what people don't notice is not the front of the teeth, but the back of the teeth up in there.
Mm-hmm.
It gets stuck in there. And I was like, oh hell no. And it's just yeah. But Jay likes those girls. Jay likes the smokers.
No, I don't. Okay, guys, I want to say one thing. Hold on, if I can pull up a picture. Technically, they did a live action of this anime series, and it was literally it's nothing supernatural. It was just like a punk rock girl. And I said the only girl I would ever do, mostly probably even marry, if that, would be Nana Ozuki. Yeah, because she's literally a gothic chick that looks too damn beautiful, too hot. Like that's maybe the one chick I'll let that pass. Anybody else? Hell no. And plus, she doesn't
Yeah.
even do it like that. It's like once a day. All right, but you're right. We got so if it gets too bad, hey, let's just pour out the baking soda.
Ew, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Hey Wes,
Dude,
what state do you
I'm
live in?
bugging for that.
If you don't mind me asking, what state do you live in?
I'm in northern Georgia right now.
Okay, so it gets really humid
I'm
out
not too
there.
far from you.
It,
I'm not too far from you.
does it
Yeah.
snow? Do you guys get snow up there in northern Georgia?
We got snow on Sunday, and I think we'll get snow again. We don't get snow every winter.
Oh, okay.
So we're just
Fair.
right on that cusp there.
Oh, okay. Are you a Georgia native? Are you I'm sorry, Georgia native, raised and
No,
born?
I'm originally from Florida, about 30
What-
minutes south of Tampa.
Oh, so what? So
Okay.
why didn't you stay in Florida? Why don't you like stay there?
Well, I joined the Marine Corps out of Florida. And then a few years after I joined, my parents and my whole family moved up here to Georgia. So fast forward 13 years, I'm ready to get out of the military, and I have 2 girls that I'm raising on my own. It just made sense to move to Georgia.
Okay, close to your family. I get it. I respect that. Okay.
All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to end the stream, and I appreciate Wes. I appreciate my man Marcus. Appreciate my man, Dante. My man, Evan. My man Tokyo64. All the people who showed, like I said, all the people who showed up. I really appreciate for people to come on for this interview. Like I said, overall, it was a great interview, a great after hours, after questions and everything. It's a good time. It won't be too long, but it'll probably be a minute before I do another stream. But like I said, look forward to the veteran stream with all the veterans in here, and they're gonna talk about their experience, and also they can conversate each other's questions if they want to on that. When I do decide to do that, I just got to get everybody in at the same time so we can get a consensus on it. And shout out to my man Wally and Jay Bones. I appreciate y'all commenting in the comments, not making it dead in here. I really appreciate that. You made things more interesting. I tell people that as long as it's not dead in here, it's not a bad stream. If it's dead, then you might as well just call it quits. But yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, Wes, he's saying shout out to you too.
Really, Wes?
What's up, Wally?
Salute Floridian over here as well. Yo, Wally, man, I used to live in Florida too. That was last year though. So I do. No, not last year. My bad. Yeah. It was in January, but after that, I came over here to South Carolina again. So, but yeah, I was over there. I'm like a 3/4 freaking Floridian.
Can I shout out a couple channels out there that show me love? Can I shout them out?
Please go ahead.
All right, so shout out to N3 Knowledge and Relationships, Mr. If You Know, 84. And also shout out, I was just on the other stream called Moxie Approved. You guys, if you guys want to link, I could type it on the private chat. It's Moxie Approved. MOXYAPPROVED, Moxie Approved. And then also shout out to Hunter Watson, his channel, Finesse Visions. That was a fun stream because we were kind of semi roasting each other. And then a shout out to Jedi Mike 7. So shout out to all them guys out there that showed love. And also shout out to Uncut with Daryl Long. I talk with them and stuff too. Try to help out because I look at him as a young little brother as well. So shout out to all the guys. And shout out to Jay Takashi. And shout out to Wes as well. He's the token white guy. I'm the token Mexican. And Jay's the one running it. Jay's running it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate our previous stream yesterday. That was fun to do. Sorry I got so tired, but that's because I didn't go. That's because I didn't do the gym that day. Today I did. I got off early enough, and I did the gym. And maybe more active. Yeah, maybe more active after that. Like, dude, I ate like a bunch of rice before I started the damn stream. I had to, man. Yeah. And then I ended the night. I ended the night with 2 freaking water bottles.
I was surprised you didn't have any snacks. Were you eating earlier?
No, not early.
No protein gains.
I mean, No. I got protein gains. Like after I got off the freaking gym, I went to go get me some freaking rice from China, from a Chinese store, white rice. And I just ate that shit. Kind of
They
had to
say,
do
why you
that.
take so long here? Why you take so long to come here now?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Shout out to my man Tokyo64. No, Tony. We're just getting ready to close it up now.
Oh, shout out to
But,
Tokyo, man. I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
and my man Tony, listen, I am doing if you do want to come on, I don't know when it would be, but I'll alert you. Uh I was doing a stream for the veterans, you know, every man that's in the military. I'm doing a stream specifically for these brothers so they can get on here and talk about their experience. If you like to join in on that, you're welcome to, sir. I would love to hear your experience. But other than that, everybody, this was a good stream. We'll have fun. We all talked, and are you ready for work tomorrow? One more time I sleep, and I'm about to get up and go to do this damn shit because I probably have a lot of stuff tomorrow. But yeah, I got to work. I got other stuff to plans to do, and also currently, if anybody heard me in the stream earlier, my brother, literally, he's creating my new logo for my channel, for here. So you know, my own avatar that I'm making, and it's gonna be done within a certain amount of time. But yeah, he's on it right now. So I want to say shout out to my brother for that, and yes, we're going. Like I said, we're going to do that video stream. I'll keep preaching it. We will do that video stream for you guys. I promise. I'm not before I do another interview anybody. I'm doing that stream, so I have to do that. But Wes, my man Marcus, you guys have a great night. And if you guys would like me to throw a stream sometime this week, maybe Saturday, if you can, I could do it. I could do another chill out stream and we could talk about more different things. Don't worry, we can throw the women to the wayside on that day, so we gotta talk about them. We can talk about anything we want that day. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I can
And
do
one
that.
last thing.
It's not hard
One
for me.
last thing before this stream ends. If you're a
Alright, go
girl
ahead.
from the streets and you're so loyal to the streets, and to the streets you shall return. That's for all the girls. If you are one with the streets and you have been trained to be for the streets, then to the streets you shall return. Be gone, bitch.
All right. I mean, you heard the man. All right,
All right.
and
Well, good night,
like I
guys.
said, good night, everybody. We are out.
Not